Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Shake it, but get pointing out all the lies. Putting the scripture right in your eyes. The Bible guy. He reads Hebrew and Greek and shows you that your book's not unique. The Bible guy. He turns through the pages until every Christian rages. The Bible guy. Watch one time and you're hooked. Now let's watch why the Christians get cooked. The Bible guy.
Alrighty then, howdy everyone. Bible Guy here, coming at you live from Northeast Texas. Today is Wednesday, on July the 10th, 2026. And today's topics are: the Bible is bullshit, Christianity is false, and Jesus is dead. How we all doing today? Good to see, good to hear from all of you lovely, lovely people. There's a guy that's alive right now called Will for the Lord. Cringe. Will for the Lord. He says Christians are perfect and sinless. Ooh, someone's got a massive ego, don't they? I could never imagine as a Christian, when I was a Christian, going around telling people that I was perfect and sinless. That's like blasphemy. That's crazy. But everyone, make sure you tap that screen, share the live with those you love, with those you hate, with your friends and with your enemies. Let's get the word out there so we can have some interesting conversations about the topics of today. Tap that screen like Jonathan wanted to tap King David. Tap that screen like the Romans wanted to tap them nails into Jesus. And I'm your host, the Bible Guy. Bro, where did it go wrong? Where did what go wrong? Come on, man. You know what? I don't know what. Does Paul contradict his own teachings? I'd have to do a more thorough assessment of Paul. Paul definitely contradicts Jesus' teachings. Dennis says, God created me. He gave me a service manual how to live. You choose not to abide by it. It's your C. Nah, God doesn't exist. Do you believe in Jesus? No, I think Jesus is dead. I'm hoping someone will call that guy out on his bullshit. Oh, it's not my choice, Dennis. Beliefs aren't something we choose. You're either convinced of something, in which case you'll believe, or you're not convinced, in which case you can't believe. I'm not convinced. But you could be the one who comes up here today and convinces me to be a Christian. Who knows? It could be you. Maybe you actually have good arguments, but I'm not confident in that. Hello, Glitter. Hello, Functional High. Hello, Jessica. He's even wearing a Make America... Wait, what? He's wearing a... Make America Sinless again? Ugh, that's cringe. Dalton, I know translations aren't always exact, but would you agree that Christos equals Anointed One equals Messiah? That is correct. Christos, the Greek word Christos, is just a Greek translation of the Hebrew word Mashiach, and Christos is synonymous with Messiah. Someone crashed out when you said that? That's wild. No, that's a pretty well-known fact. Christ is Messiah. Those are the same words. MP5 says Ave Christus Rex. No, because he's dead. Also super cringe. Leviticus 18:22. Well, it's a good thing I don't give a shit what the Bible says. Right? MP5? It's a good thing the Bible is just an old book, but written by some Israelites and not by a God. This girl crashed out on me when I said that. Yeah, St. Bruno, they really don't understand that quoting the Bible at us doesn't do anything because, like, you'd have to give me a reason to believe that the Bible is even worth listening to. All right. We got our first guest for the day. Kota. Kota, are you at least 18 years old?
Yeah.
And what pronouns do you go by?
He, him.
And you sound like you're underwater. What's going on here, bud?
Do I? Okay, hold on. Let me
That's
switch
better.
mics.
That's better.
Oh,
And
okay.
are you a Christian?
Yeah, I'm a Christian.
All right, Kota, I'm the Bible guy. I think the Bible's bullshit, Christianity is false, and Jesus is dead. Which one of these three topics would you like to talk to me about?
Christianity is false.
Yeah. The reason I think Christianity is false is because Jesus wasn't the Messiah, because he didn't fulfill any prophecies from the Old Testament.
Wait, but if you're saying Christianity is false, you would say the Bible's false then, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So then why are you going to a false Bible?
What?
You're saying that you're trying to say, oh, well, this false Bible has prophecies. Jesus didn't fulfill any of the false prophecies. So
I mean, I would believe the Bible was true if Jesus actually fulfilled prophecies from the Old Testament. It's precisely because the New Testament misquotes the Old Testament that I don't trust it.
So you believe the Old Testament is credible?
No. It would be credible though if someone fulfilled those prophecies.
So how? But wait. So is it credible or is it not credible? You can't use it if you're saying that.
Since no prophecies from the Hebrew Bible ever got fulfilled, it's not credible. But if someone did fulfill those prophecies, it would become credible.
Oh, so if Jesus does fulfill the prophecies, then he makes the not credible Old Testament credible?
Yep.
That doesn't follow.
It does follow. How else would someone do the things the Messiah was supposed to do unless the Hebrew Bible was true?
Well, your position is the Hebrew Bible is not true, right?
Yeah, because no one's fulfilled any of the prophecies.
So what's the point of going to prophecy?
Are you not tracking, buddy? Listen,
you're not.
The Hebrew Bible. The Hebrew Bible makes prophecies about what the Messiah will do. Yeah, if someone actually fulfilled those prophecies, then I would believe in the prophecies. But since no one has fulfilled them, then I don't believe they're true.
That doesn't. You're going to a not credible source, and then you're saying
it's not credible. The reason it's not Kota, the reason it's not credible is because Jesus didn't fulfill any prophecies.
Okay, yeah, Jesus did fulfill prophecies.
All right, name one.
You can go to Zechariah 12:10.
Zechariah 12:10. Did you read Zechariah chapter 12 verses 1 through 9?
Yeah, I did.
What's it about?
Yeah, it's God talking about the nations.
Be a bit more specific.
It's God talking about how he's going to save the nations. It's the whole.
Okay, what happens in verses 1 through 9? Because those verses have to happen before verse 10 happens.
Yeah, pull it up.
Yeah. Zechariah chapter 12 verses 1 through 9 describes how the nations would make war against Jerusalem. They would all come round about her and make war with her, but the God would protect her. But then afterwards, someone would be pierced. When did that happen prior to Jesus' crucifixion?
You just misquoted it.
I didn't. So an oracle, the word of the Lord concerning Israel, thus says the Lord, who stretches out the heavens and founded the earth and formed the human spirit within. See, I am about to make Jerusalem a cup of reeling for all the surrounding peoples. It will be against Judah also in the siege against Jerusalem. On that day, I will make Jerusalem a heavy stone for all the peoples. All who lift it shall grievously hurt themselves, and all the nations of the earth shall come together against it. When did this happen in the first century?
Keep going.
Yeah. I'm just wondering real quick before I keep going. When did this happen in the first century?
Okay, so Rome was in Daniel. I think it's Daniel 7 when it talks about the statue. And the last head of the statue is going to be Rome.
Well, no, but right? When did all the nations of the earth come against Jerusalem in the first century?
All the nations of the earth.
Yeah.
By all the nations.
It says, and all the nations of the earth shall come together against it. When did all the nations come against Jerusalem in the early first century?
Who kicked Israel out?
Well, that wasn't until after Jesus' time.
Yeah. So exactly.
But this happens before But this happens before verse 10.
You see, Zechariah is talking about a future event that happened.
Well, no.
How would
Zechariah's verses 1 through 9 happened before verse 10.
Yeah, I know.
So in verse 10, someone gets pierced. In verses 1 through 9, the nations come against Jerusalem to make war against her. When did that happen prior to Jesus being pierced?
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
Then the clans of Judah shall say to themselves, the inhabitants of Jerusalem have strength through the Lord of hosts their God. On that day, I will make the clans of Judah like a blazing pot on a pile of wood, like a flaming torch among the sheaves, and they shall devour to the right and to the left all the surrounding peoples, which didn't happen in the first century, while Jerusalem shall again be inhabited in its place in Jerusalem. And the Lord will save the sins of Judah first, that the glory of the house of David and the glory of the inhabitants of Jerusalem may not be exalted over that of Judah. On that day, the Lord will shield the inhabitants of Jerusalem, but they were oppressed during the time of Jesus, so that the feeblest among them on that day shall be like David, and the house of the David shall be like God, like the angel of the Lord at their head. And on that day, I will seek to destroy all the nations that came against Jerusalem, and I will pour out a spirit of compassion and supplication on the house of David and on the inhabitants of Jerusalem, so that when they look on the one whom they had pierced, they shall mourn for him as one mourns for an only child, and weep bitterly over him as one weeps over a firstborn. But all of verses 1 through 9 didn't happen in Jesus' time. It describes that the nations would come against Jerusalem, and that God would defeat them, and that someone would be pierced afterwards.
Okay. So by my understanding is that this is going to be more of like a continuation or a double fulfillment type of prophecy, right?
But
it
wasn't fulfilled at all in the time of Jesus. Like were the Jewish people were they oppressed, or were they like over the nations?
Okay, so just like the promise that Abraham was given, that his seed is going to be amongst like the numbers amongst the stars, the grains in the sand. That prophecy didn't happen within Abraham's lifetime, because it's not until later on that you actually get to see the inheritance.
It happened. It happened in Deuteronomy.
Hold on. No, it didn't. He had 12 kids.
No, it happened by the time of Deuteronomy. It was fulfilled. That's what the book of Deuteronomy says. No, but God didn't say he'd be alive when God didn't say he would be alive when his descendants would be as numerous as the stars of heaven.
It's also continuing to today. The more kids that Israel produces, that's from Abraham. Yes. What do you mean?
No, it was fulfilled in the time of Moses. Just in the time of Moses. You can say that. You can say that, but it was fulfilled in Moses' time.
It's still happening.
Okay. When in the first century, were the Jewish people it does have to be, because it happens prior to the piercing of the individual.
Okay. No. Okay, so by the way,
also people are telling you to back up from the mic because you're like eating the mic.
Hold on, I'll switch my mic. Hello?
Whoa.
Is it better now?
Yeah, but there's like a saw in the background.
Yeah, there's fucking construction around here.
Okay, we'll try to get through this. Yeah, no, but verses 1 through 9 have to happen before verse 10 happens.
No, it's a continuation. It continually happens.
The pierced individual happens after the nations come against Jerusalem.
Why do you keep saying pierced individual? That's not what the text says. The text says I, me.
No.
I will be pierced and they will look upon him.
No, it says here, I quote, and I will pour out a spirit of
compassion. I want to see it.
Yeah, I'll pull it up so you can see it for yourself. Here, let me pull it up on the screen. Let's see. Browse. Google Chrome. Oh, here, I gotta fix it because it's all fucked up. 1 second.
I'll pull it over here.
Yeah, 1 second. I just gotta fix it. No, not like that. Like this. There we go. All right. Now I got to fix it on YouTube real quick so that the people on YouTube can read it. There we go. And
what translation do you have? What translation is that?
the new revised standard version, updated edition. It's the scholarly.
Oh wow!
It's the academic standard. It's the academic standard.
You're using liberal, but go ahead, go on to the one that says
not liberal.
A.
It's not
Can you
liberal.
go into that A right there? Where it
And
says
I
the
will
one?
pour out upon the spirit of. Pour out a spirit of compassion and supplication on the house of David and the inhabitants of Jerusalem, so that when they look on the one whom they have pierced, they shall mourn for him as one mourns for an only child.
Okay, can you click on the A where it says A? What does that A say?
Yeah.
What does that say?
On me.
On me. So
Yeah.
why? How
the Hebrew.
is it? How
the
is
Hebrew.
it the
I'll read the
footnote?
Hebrew. I'll read the Hebrew to you because the Hebrew
Yeah,
is
go ahead.
the Hebrew. Let's see. Zechariah chapter 12, verse 10. The Hebrew here would be Vehibitu Eli et asher dikaru. They shall look to me concerning the one who is pierced.
Yeah, that's not what it says.
Yes, it does. Et asher.
No,
concerning.
I know. And when you go to Hebrew, that's not. That's,
I speak. Wait, do you speak Hebrew?
yeah, I have my notes here. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up so I can cross because. Hold on, you can in language you can cross-reference all the words, and you can see
et asher dikaru, and they shall look upon me concerning the one who is pierced. Oh, this is embarrassing.
Go to Genesis 15:5, where the same word is there, and it's on me.
Yeah, no, Eli means no. I know Eli means upon me. Vehibitu Eli et asher dikaru, and they shall look upon me concerning the pierced one.
Not concerning the pierced one.
Et asher means concerning.
One is me. It's
no. Before the word.
Go to Genesis 15:5.
What does it say?
Go to Genesis 15:5.
What are the words? What are the words before dikaru?
Go to Genesis 15:5. So you can see the same word.
Where does the word? What's the word? What's the word?
Go to Genesis 15:5.
Here, maybe you need a maybe you need maybe.
Go to Genesis 15:5. Just go to.
This is my show.
Go to Genesis.
Little reminder for you, just in case you forgot. What's the words before on the screen above you? It says before the word dikaru. What does it say?
Go to Genesis 15.
No. What does it say before the word dikaru? Dikaru. What does it say before? What does it say before dikaru?
Can I cut in for 1 second?
Yeah, go ahead, Jeff.
Coda, the reason that you're being asked this question is because I'm pretty sure Dalton wants to get clear, but the audience also wants to get clear what word y'all are talking about before you go to Genesis 15:5. Because if you guys are talking about a different word, this may be for nothing. So
it's literally the same word. It's literally the same word. It's literally the same.
Wait. You saying it's the same word is not telling me what word it is. You don't know it's the same word. What word are you talking about?
Yeah, because we're not talking about Eli. I agree Eli means upon me, but what does et asher mean?
Et asher means shall lament to me.
No. Habitu Eli means they shall look upon me. But the words afterwards, which says et asher.
You're done. You're not
listening. They shall look upon.
Lament asher is.
Coda, you're embarrassing yourself. You're embarrassing yourself.
Here's what I know. Coda, here's what I know.
You're done.
Here's what I know, Coda, is when you do what you're doing right now, you seem to the audience like someone selling a used car. That's what you seem like. I don't know if you're performing just for yourself, right? Like, I actually don't care about this. I could take a Bible and pee on it and burn it, and you're done, right? Like, I don't care about none of this.
Great.
But I do know that if you're trying to get people to understand what you're saying, and you start just petulantly screaming you're done in the middle of somebody's sentence, you seem like a con artist.
But when I'm interrupted in the middle of my sentence,
you're interrupting.
Listen,
Listen, Marshmallow
in the middle
Brain. Hey, Marshmallow Brain, you were interrupting him in the middle of his
I'm sorry, just
explanation. That's why you said you're done, you're done, you're done in the middle of his sentence. We saw it. It's
you got
okay. You're not gonna gaslight
atheist.
me. Like, why are you lying?
Can we
Look,
get some?
I don't-
Can we
I
get? Can we get some baby bottles in the comment section for Coda here, who's flipping
Yeah,
the fuck
go
out?
give me some.
Yeah.
Listen,
Can't even speak.
listen, Coda. I don't have any covenant with any god that says I shouldn't lie. I try not to lie because I don't think it's a good thing to do. I don't think it makes me look favorable to other people. But you do have a covenant that says you shouldn't lie, and people are watching you lie. Like, they're watching you lie. So can you all I want is for Dalton to finish what he's saying, and then you can respond.
Yeah.
Can I actually respond though? Every time I talk.
Once he's done.
Yeah, Kota. So here's what I said to you, Kota. So you can stop embarrassing yourself. What habito eli means, that's not what mean you were debating. We both agree that part means they shall look upon me. The question is, what does et asher mean? Because that's the important word here.
Okay, so who's getting pierced then?
Well, that's why I'm asking you. What does et asher? That's why I'm asking you.
So
Kota.
So why
Kota,
are they look? So
we're answering that question right now. That's why I'm asking you the question. What does et asher mean? Because that tells you who's being pierced. What does et asher mean in Hebrew?
I'm done, dude. You can't let me talk at all.
Go ahead, run. Go ahead, run away. So everyone, just so you know, the word et asher in Hebrew means concerning. So when it says habitu eli, they shall look upon me, et asher, concerning dikaru, he who is pierced, it means that the one that is looked upon is not the one who is pierced. But Kota didn't want to hear that. He just wanted to try to run the show, and we're not going to let him do that. But thank you for pointing out his petulance, Jeff.
Yeah, that was nuts. Like, if you and I disagree on the meaning of something, I don't speak Hebrew. But if we disagree on the meaning of something in like a Star Wars script, I would have no problem going word by word or phrase by phrase with you and saying, okay, oh shit, Obi-Wan did say that. Okay, great. But if I just go, first frame, you're done, and I walk out of the room, that's not really a conversation. That's just...
Yeah, it would tell us that you're you're not very secure in your position. Precisely. Yeah. Well, everyone, make sure you're tapping that screen. Share the live with those you love, with those you hate, with your friends and with your enemies. Hopefully we can get an adult to come up here who won't crash out and will let me finish the sentence on my own show. That'd be fantastic. Is this Santana's friend Jeff? Do you know someone named Santana?
Yeah. But I don't know if we friends since he hasn't modded. No, I'm not gonna go with that bit. No, I'm cool with Santana.
Fantastic.
There's a whole bit about that I think Santana has with Solid about who's modding who. I tried to catch up with the deal that they made, but it made no everybody's modding everybody. All I know is if you got me as a mod, you fucked up. If you want standard everyday stuff and you got me as a mod and you don't want chaos, you made a boo-boo.
You heard it here first, folks. My worlds collide. Let's see. The fruits are so rotten, it made him whine. That's good. Jeff knows everyone. Yeah, we're all like a certain amount of degrees away from Jeff. Can't hear you, Bible guy? Can everyone else not hear me? Muted. Uh-oh. What's going on here? Check 1 2 3. Check 1 2 3. Can y'all hear me now? Yes, okay, good deal. Fantastic. TikTok was being finicky with me again. Bad TikTok. All right. There's 100. Oh, how many people are in here? 100 people exactly in here. So everyone, make sure you're tapping that screen. We're only at 3,000 likes. That doesn't seem to compute. So everyone, make sure you're tapping that screen. Get us up to 10K likes. Get us out there into the algorithm. Coda made me realize I have no desire to reproduce. If babies are half that bad, pass. God, oh man, Peggy forbid. We produce more Codas out there. Repost blocked? I wonder what that is. All right, Woodmonger. Are you at least 18 years old? Woodmonger, are you at least 18 years old?
Oh, I didn't mean to. I don't know how that happened.
Oh, okay, it's okay. I got you. All right. Coda made us all more atheists and less likely to reproduce. Congratulations, Coda. You're an anti-apologist, or anti-evangelist, rather. You make more atheists. I hope you're ashamed of yourself if you're still out there. But, 100 people in here, statistically speaking, some of you have got to be Christian. And some of you have got to have a desire to, demonstrate to me that the Bible is true. Broken foot cross Christians have never read their Bible. Yeah, that is true. That is true. They haven't read the Bible. Oh yeah, on TikTok, on YouTube, you guys can hear me just fine, because usually if there's a problem on TikTok, you guys can still hear me. Did you talk to Darth Dawkins? I have talked to Darth Dawkins before, and he blocked me. So, First time seeing you and agree with background. Dig Jeff as well. Used to be Christian. Big W to JV1 for leaving the cult. I couldn't repost either. I wonder what that's about. Maybe it's because your live is not appropriate for viewers. That's why.
Oh, it just stopped me from reposting too.
Wow, boo you, TikTok. Here, maybe I'll do a quick restart. And hopefully we'll get some opposition in here and we'll be able to repost and all that good snaz. So I'll see y'all in just a second.
Dope.
Fuck TikTok. It's literally the worst. If I had a better way of bringing a lot of guests, I probably wouldn't fuck with it as much. Are you going to have a Q&A session at some point? You know what? If we don't get any, like opposition, maybe in the last hour or 30 minutes of the show, I'll do a Q&A, where everyone can ask their questions of me. Yeah, we'll do that. That sounds like fun. And if you guys really want it, I'll do a whole live dedicated to a Q&A session for the Bible guy. All right. Here we go. Hello, Foreplay Official, Functional High, Glitter, Valala, Ricky, Jimay, Rose Shady, Sue, Mr. Booger, Apostate Ape, Big Pink Bird Lady, Kylie, Chet, Matt, Hit, Saint Brianna. Hello, everyone. And just so that you find people on YouTube can see what the people over here on TikTok are seeing. Let me go in here. Oh, wait. Make sure my multi-guest is up. There we go. And then go to this. Oh, there it is. So that you guys can see what everyone else is seeing. Nobody who art anywhere is you want me to smoke a bowl, please give me a sign. That will be done. Oh man, super chat from at Carl Grimes with the $10. Why would it matter if Jesus fulfilled prophecy? He had the Torah. He could just make claims saying he fulfilled them. A stepfather I had did the same, said he fulfilled prophecy and was the Messiah. Well, that's the great thing about the actual prophecies from the Old Testament, is that they are so impossible to fabricate, because some of the prophecies that the Messiah has to fulfill are things like bringing world peace, gathering in all the Jewish people from the four corners of the world. These are things that naturally, like, Jesus could not have like fabricated. The only things he says he fulfills, or that people say he fulfills, are things that aren't even about the Messiah. The true messianic prophecies are like prophecies that cannot be fulfilled naturally, or at least it would be very, very, very difficult to do so if you had all of them fulfilled. As some rabbis like to say, when the true Messiah comes, you won't need to debate it. You can just look out your window and it'll be true. He rode a donkey though. I've ridden on an ass before. You know, it was a good time. Let's see. Man, where are all the... Listen, it was very slow on Jovan's show today. And I'm worried it's going to be slow today here too. And if it is slow, we'll just have to resort to doing a Q&A. Lee, thank you for sharing the live. Hashtag for you page. Hashtag Christian. Hashtag praise God. Hashtag Bible. Yep, put in all the hashtags. That'll draw people in. I do not like TikTok. Hashtag WWJD. I had a WWJD bracelet when I was in high school. It turned out it wasn't very good for me, because I ended up like trying to observe the Torah, because I thought, what would Jesus do? Well, Jesus would be obedient to the law of God, so I should be obedient to the law of God. See how that worked out? All right. Rocco, are you at least 18 years old?
Yeah.
And what pronouns do you go by?
He, him.
And are you a Christian?
Yeah.
Alrighty then. I'm Dalton, the Bible guy. What brings you up to the Bible Guy show?
Just wondering, like, why do you wear makeup or have a filter?
Because it makes me look hot as fuck.
Oh. Why do atheists cope?
Why do Christians cope?
Why are you cope? You just answer my question with a question. Too colloquial fallacy.
What?
Anyways,
Whoa!
yeah, why are you
chill out.
coping?
What cope am I
Why are
using?
you coping?
What cope am I using?
Why do all atheists cope? Like, why do you guys try and change your appearance? Why do you guys try and change
Why do we
your
try to
appearance? Like, accept who you are.
Rocco,
Accept who you are.
Rocco, how long is your hair? Rocco crashed out immediately. Crazy. Rocco, are you telling me you've never gotten a haircut? Rocco, you know you're still on the panel, right? Is this the part where you run away because you don't want to have your you don't want to have your hypocrisy pointed out to the audience? Sounds like you're coping. He's mad you're hot. Oh, you ran away. He's just mad that I'm hot. Benjamin, welcome back to the show. What brings you back to the Bible Guy show?
I'm here to have a debate with you, my boy.
All right, which one of the topics did you want to debate me on?
I think that Christianity being false.
All right. I believe Christianity is false because Jesus didn't fulfill any prophecies from the Old Testament.
Okay. All right. Let's start with. I don't know. What about Daniel? What's your Hebrew discrepancy with Daniel? Actually, no. Actually, yeah. We'll start with Daniel. We're Daniel and 9.
Daniel 9? Daniel 9 only gets you to 43 BCE, which is a bit too early for Jesus.
Well, that's why it's a prophecy.
Well, no, I'm saying like it says that all of this would happen within 490 years, which doesn't get you to the time of Jesus.
Well, so the timing. Wait, to be clear, the timing being off is one thing.
Yeah.
The problem is that scribes sometimes put things down improperly. But
wait,
Daniel,
so it's not actually 490. So when the author wrote 70 times 7 years, that was wrong.
It could have been a typo. Yeah, the scribes did that.
So then, like, literally anyone could be the Messiah because you could just say it's 2,000 years, it's a billion years. So the prophecy's wrong.
Well, no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that obviously my objection is going to be basically
the Messiah is not mentioned in Daniel chapter 9. It mentions the high priest who gets killed, the unanointed one who's cut off and has nothing.
Yeah.
But that's not the Messiah. That's referring to the high priest, Onias III.
But the anointed one is the Messiah.
Not the anointed one. It says an anointed one. The high priest is also called a Mashiach, an anointed one.
Yeah,
in the Hebrew Bible.
Yeah. But the problem is that you're saying now that the problem is you're just using words like the and the.
Yeah, like is the high priest? Was high priest Onias III not a Mashiach?
Yeah.
Was he cut off, having nothing?
Yeah, but so was Jesus.
So it's not very specific, is it?
Well, Jesus was cut off, right?
Was he cut off in 43 BCE?
Well, let's be clear. In 926, you're reading the same thing. So it's the anointed one, or the Mashiach, as you would call it.
Not the anointed
cut
one.
off. And the prince who is to come, like shall destroy the city and the sanctuary, right?
Yeah, which happened 40 years after Jesus died. So it's like you have to stop
Jesus
counting.
killed?
So that's like literally 100 years too early is what the prophecy's getting us to.
Well, was Jesus killed?
Sure, lots of people were killed.
Okay.
But Jesus wasn't the anointed one.
Afterwards, was Jerusalem and the temple destroyed?
The Jerusalem was destroyed after lots of people were killed.
Okay. Was the second temple destroyed in like 70s?
Yep.
70
after lots of Jewish men were killed.
Okay, so the Messiah had to come before 70, right?
So Judas.
So the Messiah had to come before
Judas,
70, right?
So Judas the Galilean is the Messiah.
Well, no.
But he died. He was crucified in 6 CE before the temple was destroyed.
The problem is that like is a lot of Christians are obviously going to start their countdown from like the Persian decree.
Why? When Ezra tells you it's Cyrus.
The problem is that
when Cyrus tells you explicitly that it was, when the book of Ezra tells you explicitly that the countdown starts from Cyrus, that would be wrong.
So are you referring to like after like the 62 weeks part?
Yeah. Ezra tells us specifically that the fulfillment of Jeremiah's prophecy was fulfilled under Cyrus.
Yeah. So I'm just going to say basically the problem is going to be is that this is the most common objection you're probably going to hear is that the decree date is just an arbitrary chosen date. Okay.
It's not arbitrary.
Yes, it is.
No, because the Bible tells you when this is fulfilled. It tells you explicitly when this is fulfilled.
Where?
In Ezra 1:1. In the first year of King Cyrus of Persia, to fulfill the word of the Lord from the mouth of Jeremiah, the Lord stirred up the spirit of King Cyrus of Persia so that he made a proclamation. The word proclamation there, by the way, is devar. Same word used in Daniel chapter 9 where it says that a word shall go forth. Devar.
You're talking about Cyrus, right?
Yeah. Cyrus of Persia.
Cyrus. Yeah, no, the problem is going to be is that Daniel doesn't like obviously mention rebuilding the temple.
But it says rebuilding the city. Is that Jerusalem is the city? Is the temple not located within Jerusalem?
It would be. But the problem is that he doesn't mention the rebuilding of the temple. So that I'm using your own logic. I'm using your own logic against it.
If there's a wall in my house that gets torn down and I rebuild my house, does that not also mean I would rebuild the wall within my house?
It can mean that, but I'm using your own logic against you.
You're not using my own logic against me.
I am, because you're saying that the problem is...
Yes or no, does Ezra tell us that this was fulfilled under Cyrus?
Say it again?
Yes or no, does the book of Ezra tell us explicitly that Jeremiah's prophecy was fulfilled by Cyrus?
Yes.
So then when Daniel was praying about the prophecy of Jeremiah and its fulfillment and how a word shall go forth, and then Ezra tells me that this was fulfilled under Cyrus and that Cyrus gave the word, that means that it's Cyrus's declaration.
Yeah, but wait, but obviously Cyrus does focus on obviously like the let me think here how to rebuttal this. The problem is going to be here is that obviously, okay, so it is fulfilled through Cyrus, okay, to an extent, but come on, don't give me that face, okay? I'm just going to ask the question. The question is going to be
when the book of Nehemiah mentions Artaxerxes, does it ever mention the fulfillment of Jeremiah's prophecy?
No.
So it tells me that Cyrus fulfills Jeremiah's prophecy. The Bible never says that Nehemiah does. That Artaxerxes does in the book of Nehemiah.
In Daniel 9:25, okay, it's going to be he's talking about restoring and building Jerusalem, okay? But does Ezra in Ezra 1 at least actually have any authorization for the rebuilding of Jerusalem as a city, or was it primarily just a temple? That's the question. Because
are you making the claim that Cyrus told them to go rebuild the temple but not rebuild the city? Like, you guys can rebuild your temple, you just can't rebuild the city around it.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
Why doesn't it make sense? Because I mean, it's a good question to ask.
Why would Cyrus allow them to rebuild their temple where they worship, but not to rebuild the city?
Sorry, I got a phone call. Can you repeat the last part?
Why would Cyrus allow them to rebuild the temple and then say to them, but don't rebuild the rest of the city?
Well, yeah, because Ezra 1 is focusing on the temple. That's why.
It's focusing on it, but does that mean that Cyrus didn't allow them to rebuild the city?
Well, the problem is that we're focusing on the text here. So you're asking me, why would he authorize the temple, not the city? But I'm just focusing on the text. So obviously in Ezra 1, we're talking explicitly about rebuilding what it would be called the house of the Lord, if I'm correct, if I'm understanding correctly, right?
So are you saying that Cyrus did not rebuild the city of Jerusalem?
I'm saying he rebuilt the temple.
What is it? Well, did he rebuild the city? Does the scriptures ever say that Cyrus rebuilt Jerusalem?
Well, in Ezra.
Well, can you open up Isaiah 45 verse 13 to me and read it out loud? What does it say about Cyrus there? Thank you, Velvet Worm. I would say the same about you, but it seems like it's just your default setting.
I mean, what version do you want? I'm reading it for NIV. So
doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure the NIV
it says, I will raise up Cyrus in my righteousness. I will make all of his ways straight. He will rebuild my city, set my exiles free, but not for the price of reward, says the Almighty Lord.
Was Yahweh correct?
Yeah, Yahweh would be correct, yeah.
So Cyrus did rebuild Jerusalem?
No.
So God was wrong when he said he will build my city?
No, because...
Wait, let me think. Okay, yes or no, did God say that Cyrus would build my city?
Yeah.
And is God's word true?
Yeah, it is true.
So Cyrus built the city?
Yes, but the debate we're having is a little bit different, because what we're talking about is that... keep in mind, remember, we're operating off the prophecy that the temple was rebuilt.
Daniel,
just a minute. Bible guy, just a minute. Can you give me just a minute here? Just a minute, okay? Sorry, I just want to understand we're operating off the same premise here. Mm-hmm. I gave you a prophecy. You used against me that Cyrus and Ezra was rebuilding the city, but not the temple itself, and you used it as actually argumentation against the fact that the prophecy was fulfilled. But now you're using the same argument against me, saying he rebuilt the city.
No,
that would include the temple, right?
You're not tracking. I didn't say that. I said
maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm sorry. So go ahead.
In the book of Daniel, chapter 9, Daniel is praying about the prophecy of Jeremiah. And then the angel
Sure.
says that it would be fulfilled when a word goes forward. Now, and the city will be rebuilt and stuff like that. Ezra tells me that Cyrus's decree is the fulfillment of Jeremiah's prophecy. And while it only mentions the temple in Ezra, Isaiah says that God says that Cyrus also rebuilds the city. So it seems like Cyrus is the fulfillment and is the starting point.
Okay,
Or
you're using Cyrus as the fulfillment of the prophecy.
Yeah, that's what
And you're
Ezra
saying
said.
it wasn't Jesus. You're saying it wasn't after Jesus. It was prior to Jesus. Cyrus fulfilled the actual prophecy.
Cyrus's declaration is where we start that 490-year counting.
And how long between Cyrus and Jesus?
Over 538 years. So it only gets you to
Alright,
43 BCE.
Dalton, I'm gonna come back.
All right, bud.
All right, dude. Later, bro.
Good conversation. Dalton is cute. Oh my God. Thank you, Heather. I appreciate that. Guessed he didn't use. Oh, yeah. Precisely. I already took care of it. Everybody has their opinion on religion. You should keep it to yourself. It's ignorant. Nah, I think everyone should be able to share their opinions. Yeah, that was fun. All right, man. Let's see. I should write that down. What's today? The 10th. And today is the 26th here. Benjamin. Cyrus fulfillment. All right. Aleko, you're more than welcome to come up now. But we have actually Iceman GC. Iceman GC, are you at least 18 years old?
Yeah, I'm 20.
All right. And what pronouns do you go by?
He, him.
You have a lot of background noise. Could you go somewhere quieter?
Yeah, I got you. Let me go over here.
Here, I'm gonna have to mute. I'm gonna have to mute you until you get away from the music.
Okay. Oh, this is a little bit better.
Well, I can't allow any amount of that music on my show because it'll copyright strike me.
There we go. Better?
That's better. All right.
Okay. So,
so you're at least 18. You go by he, him. Are you a Christian?
yes, but I came up here for a different reason. So, I just wanted to ask a question because I've been asking a lot of people this recently. It's Pride Month or Veterans Month? Like, I mean, what I mean by that is
We already have a Veterans Month.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do. Why don't?
What's that?
Why is it that like? I mean, I get it. Veterans, no one really celebrates them, but I'm pretty sure like it's like November is Veterans Month. Here, which month is Veterans Month? November is National Veterans and Military Families Month.
Okay. So, do you think that? What would you rather have? I guess I don't prefer.
I'd rather have Gay Pride Month.
Why is that?
Because we need to affirm them and stop oppressing them. And also, I'm not very pro-military, anyways.
Well,
Hey, I
without the
have a
military,
question.
right?
I have a
You wouldn't have the freedom to.
I have a question. Would you rather have a parade or a low interest mortgage for your house?
A low interest mortgage.
Okay, cool. Would you rather have a parade or free healthcare?
Parade.
Would you rather have a parade or twice a year free meals at Denny's?
Twice a meal, 3 years at Denny. Yeah.
What are we talking about right now?
Well, I was asking, like, if you had to pick one or the other, right? Would you prefer Pride Month or Veterans Month?
I would prefer Pride Month, but why do we have to pick one or the other?
Yeah, we have
I'm just
both.
trying to see people's logic here, because
Well, no, now I'm testing yours. Why do we have to pick one or the other?
Well, that was my logic. Is because I just want to see where other people stand on this.
Your logic is that you have to pick one or the other.
That's not my logic. That is not what
Okay.
I said.
So then-
I'm just trying to see where other people stand.
Let's just stick to the question that I have. Why would we have to pick one or the other? Like, what is the value?
You don't have to.
What is the value of isolating them and ranking them? And
You
saying
don't have
that you
to.
like,
It's simple question. Well, if you had to pick one or the
hold
other,
on. You got to listen to the question I'm asking, because you're not saying you would have to satisfy your question, right? So, like, your question is, which one do you prefer, and what is the value of setting a preference between one and the other?
well, to be fair, I mean, veterans have done more for the country than the LGBT community.
You think so?
I absolutely think so. They go to
Okay.
they fight wars
Cool. No, that's fine. So,
many times, and gay people they
fact-
just
hold
suck
on.
each other off and then
Yeah,
expect to have a month
Hey,
for it.
wait. Do you think it's cool that black people have the right to vote? Go ahead and unmute and answer that question. Do you think it's cool that
Oh, I
black
didn't know I
people
was
have
muted. Yeah, I think everybody should have the right to
the
vote.
right? Okay, that movement was led by gay people, not the military. Do you think it's cool that women have the right to vote?
Absolutely.
Okay, that movement was led by gay people, not the military.
Okay, so what do
Uh,
you think is more important? Keeping the freedom to do those things or initiating those things by the gay community?
If you can tell me what thing the military has done to ensure the freedom to do those things. Go ahead.
We bombed Iran's nuclear sites. We
Real
also
quick, real
hold on.
quick,
We
No,
put
no,
out a power.
Stop. We're going to go one at a time. I don't want you to rattle off a bunch of stuff. Show me that there was any threat to my right to vote from Iran.
They're chanting "Death to America."
I just want you to show me that there's any. Listen. People chant all sorts of shit. They chant defense in the fourth quarter of the Knicks game, and they weren't playing defense, much to my dismay. My question is, show me that there is some threat to my right to vote from Iran, not
Okay.
citizens chanting in the street that don't have the nuclear codes.
So
If
we
they're-
all
wait,
know
do
they
they
have,
have a nuclear
the
weapon?
nuclear issues.
Wait, no, we don't all know that. That's why
We
I'm
all
asking
know
you to
that.
show me.
It's simple.
Wait,
You can look it
I
up.
don't know. Listen,
I don't know that.
If you want to be a lazy, if you want to be a lazy thinker, do it on your couch on your time. If I'm asking you to show me, we all know is not you showing me. That's you coping. Do you have evidence of this? Yes or no?
Oh, I keep going on mute. Okay. Yeah, I have evidence of it.
Let's have the evidence.
Okay, so the Russian government and the Israeli government all said that Iran was building nuclear test programs as for their operation to test
What is
their
their
nuclear
evidence?
energy. Huh?
What is their
What
evidence?
is their evidence?
What is my evidence?
No, what is
Dude.
their evidence? Like, look, if you're just gonna say somebody said,
They
a
showed
thing-
proof, and Biden didn't do anything about it.
cool.
Trump
Hey,
did.
wait. That's what I'm asking you for, Marshmallow Brain. I don't want you to tell me somebody said. If you say they showed proof, that's the part. That's like you going yada
at it.
yada yada.
I don't have it on me, bro. It's not like I have a paper
Wait,
full of documents on it. Dude, it's, you can look it up.
Listen.
It's all there.
Another thing that was like really foundational, the internet. Gay people were foundational to that too. It's not like this stuff is sent to you by
So are
carrier
veterans.
pigeon.
That
Sorry,
isn't
I'm
the
trying
same
to
thing.
catch up.
But they've done more for the.
Is there a reason that we're comparing the queer community and veterans? Like what is happening?
Because he was because the guest was ignorant about the fact that there is in fact a month dedicated to veterans. It's just that he doesn't actually give enough. He actually doesn't really give a fuck about veterans, or else he would be celebrating Veterans Month in November. He cares more about.
Here's the funny thing.
He cares
Here's the
more.
funny thing.
He cares more about
Somebody-
what people do in privacy of their
In
bedrooms.
the U.S., there's actually two separate months but I love when people prop up the bodies of veterans.
Obama sent 1.7.
When they prop up the bodies of veterans and say, why do the gays get a month? Our veterans should get a month. But they don't actually care about veterans. They're using them as a shield for their hate. There's in the U.S., it's not in Canada, but in the U.S., there's two separate months.
Not.
And then the other fun thing is that veterans don't exclude gay people. There are gay veterans. So those
Yeah.
two groups are not like, there's not a divide.
They're still veterans. They fought for the country. I'm not saying we should
do those gay veterans deserve to have a month to celebrate not just the fact that they're veterans, but the fact that
They
they're
should celebrate Veterans
that
Month. They
they're-
shouldn't celebrate Pride Month.
why not?
Because it's not natural. You shouldn't.
It is
you-
natural.
What's,
Wait a minute.
what's
Wait.
not natural?
What do you think the
mean
word
by natural?
Yeah, what do you think that word means natural? Occurring in nature, right? Do we see
Yeah, like
same
homosexuality exists in nature. Homophobia does not. Your behavior is unnatural.
Okay,
Yeah.
simple.
Equality. You
There-
want to
it's
know
either
what's
male or
ironic?
female.
Hey, shut up,
Sorry?
Iceman. Equality. You want to know what's ironic?
It's male or female. It's pretty.
Hey, Iceman, shut the fuck up while I'm talking.
What's
I'm talking
male
to
or
my friend.
female?
He doesn't. He has no idea. But equality. You want to know what's really
watch yourself.
ironic? What's ironic is that when
Shut up.
given the comparison between the military and the LGBTQ community, he failed at that. Right. That's number one. And now, the ironic thing is, he said it's not natural, as if the military is. We contrast natural with things that are man-made. The military is literally not natural.
Yeah, the irony.
Yeah, it is just like it's just people that are mad at gay people. You'll never hear someone say June is also Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. You'll never hear someone say they shouldn't have a month for men's mental health. They should only have a month for the veterans.
When was the last time you saw a protest against the gay people? When was the last time?
Today on the internet?
Where? Oh, that doesn't count.
Oh,
I'm saying
in
this.
the 70 plus countries where being gay is against the law, a dozen of which where it's punishable by death. You jackass.
Protesting is protesting no matter where it's done, whether it's done on the internet or in person, Iceman. But to Equality's point, there's nothing unnatural about being gay. There is something very unnatural about your homophobia, though. What animal is homophobic?
Just one sub group of humans, typically religious
I've never
mythology.
seen a hippo and another hippo male.
Well, guess what?
Same thing.
Penguins.
You have. Hippos are mammals that experience homosexuality. You have. You're
Penguins.
just mad about it.
Penguins, dolphins, other apes in the ape species all engage in same-sex relationships. But you know what they don't do? Oh, he ran away.
I would drop two.
Yeah. He had a.
I would leave two.
He was close enough to the playground. He was getting close to his victims, so that's why he had to go. But crazy, man. As soon as he said that, the funny thing is they always say Veterans Month. They don't give a fuck about veterans. They would rather have a parade for the veterans than have healthcare so the veterans could get the healthcare that they deserve. Crazy.
He cares about veterans so much that he doesn't know what month is Veteran Month. It means so much to him.
Yeah.
And zero people believe that he's been going around just asking people this question as if it's like this well-dressed gotcha.
Yeah.
Dalton, I don't want to overtake your panel. I just wanted to say, Madam Daltina, you look absolutely ravishing this evening.
I try, you know, I get on TikTok and I push that filter button. It's a lot of work, but it's so worth it.
Yep. If you were around me, I'd be taking you out right now. Anyway, have a good night, everybody. Have fun.
Much appreciated. Maybe it's Maybelline.
All right, I'm gonna drop again.
All right,
Go
Jeff.
back to hippity typing.
All right. Thank you for coming up, Jeff. You definitely need a drag name. Bible Thigh or Dolly. It's probably Dolly. My ex used to call me Dolly. Because she was a fan of Dolly Parton, and also it's just my name, really. Good boy. Oh, thank you. Anyways, drink the pepper. Are you at least 18 years old? Hello?
Hey, how you doing?
Are you at least 18 years old?
Yeah,
And what pronouns do you go by?
he, him.
And are you a Christian?
I am not.
All right. What brings you up to the Bible Guy show?
I wanted to ask if you had any tips for like these online discussions and debates. I'm probably going to start getting into it in like the fall and winter after I've read up on a few more stuff, and wanted to know if you had any good insight.
Yeah. Make sure that you know the Bible very well. If you're going to be debating Christians, I would make sure that and this is a really hard thing to do. I had a lot of trouble with it when I first got started. Don't let people take you on rabbit trails. If they start on a subject, you hold their feet to the fire, and don't ever forget that it is your show and not their show, and they don't get to dictate the direction of the conversation.
Okay, cool. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'll hop back down.
Happy to help. Devil Wookie, are you at least 18 years old?
Yeah, I'm 52.
And what pronouns do you go by?
He, him.
And are you a Christian? Oh,
No,
that's
I
right. No,
just
you're the guy who was like, used to be Jewish, used to practice Judaism. I remember you now.
Yeah, that's right. Today I was going to ask you about like deconstructing like Paul, for example, because he's like the only person that we have any accounts for Jesus early after Jesus was crucified, and he has no descriptions of what he looks like or what Jesus said to him. But what he does do is he attacks the laws really, really hard. So it seems like his motive is really to just take down the Mosaic laws. And
so within Second Temple Judaism, there were two streams of thought regarding the law of Moses. The one that ended up winning out and becoming the dominant view in Judaism later on, and what is today modern Orthodox Judaism, is the belief that the Torah is eternal and will never go away. However, there was another stream of thought in Second Temple Judaism that when the Messianic age would come, the Torah, at least parts of it, would be set aside. If you want more information on this, there is a book by Mark Shapiro. He's a rabbi. Let me see if I can see what the name of the book is called. It's been so long since I've read it. I'll have to probably reread up on it. Mark B. Shapiro. Oh, The Limits of Orthodox Theology. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, The Limits of Orthodox Theology. Maimonides is 13 Principles Reappraised. And there's a title and there's a chapter in it dedicated to the idea of the perpetuity of the Torah. It just turns out that there were some members of the Pharisaic movement who thought that when the Messianic age would come, the certain laws would be done away with. And it looks like Paul was of that position and Jesus was of the other position.
Gotcha. And you don't think that he was an unreliable narrator as to his own beliefs and perhaps had a agenda?
Oh, he obviously had every religious person who is putting forward their beliefs has an agenda. And as Ricard, and I think he's accurately relaying what he believes, but that doesn't mean that what he believes is accurate.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, thank you very much.
Happy to help. Stick says, yeah, but Habermas says Paul was telling the truth in 1 Corinthians 15:3. Yeah, that's the thing. Is he telling the truth, or is he at least accurately recounting what tradition he has received? It's kind of hard to say. Stay Golden, are you at least 18 years old?
Howdy.
Hello, are you at least 18 years old?
I will be 41 in July.
All right, and what pronouns do you go by?
He, him.
And are you a Christian?
Yeah, you can call me that if you'd like. I prefer a follower of the way, but I mean that's fine.
I'm Dalton the Bible guy. The Bible is bullshit. Christianity is false, and Jesus is dead. Which one of these three topics would you like to talk to me about?
I'm sorry, friend. Your live is extremely glitchy. What was that?
Which one of the three topics on the board would you like to talk to me about?
Oh, well, honestly, friend, I was just wanted to ask you a question because you seem like you're a very well-spoken and intelligent individual. And maybe you can actually answer this question without taking offense to it. Why do atheists spend so much time trying to convince people of something that doesn't exist, that they don't believe in?
Because we don't believe in it. and we think we're correct.
So do you believe in the Easter Bunny?
No, but do people pass laws based on the Easter Bunny?
Do you believe in Santa Claus?
No, but do people pass laws and oppress people based on the Easter Bunny, based on Santa Claus?
What laws have been passed that oppress people based on Christianity?
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
So you're kind of, many people give this pretense of like, well, why don't you go after the Easter Bunny? You don't believe in that. But like Dalton's saying, no one is telling women they can't get an abortion because of the Easter Bunny. No one is telling queer people that trans children shouldn't exist because of Santa Claus. But your religion actively causes harm all the time. So my question for you is, why do you pretend you don't know that? Like when you make comparisons to like atheists don't believe in Santa Claus or the Easter Bunny, you're just pretending that you don't know that Christianity is a really harmful belief system. But you do know that.
So what you're saying is protecting unborn children is harmful?
Unborn children aren't a thing. You're taking away women's bodily autonomy.
Yeah, there's no such thing as unborn children.
It doesn't matter what your take is on abortion. It doesn't matter what your take is on queerness or transness or trans children. It doesn't matter what your take is on atheism. You won't practice your religion and leave other people to fuck alone. So that's why you have to be called out. And you're very aware of it. You know you make your beliefs a problem. And then you say, well, why do you care?
Actually, I don't care what you do in your home. God gave in my opinion, God gave everybody free will. What you choose to do with your free will is your choice.
Bible doesn't say anything about free will.
None of that is biblical.
And this is a message for other Christians. Actually, this is what Christians need to hear.
Oh,
if somebody is not a Christian, then you cannot hold them to the standard of the Bible.
Yeah, sure.
They have not accepted Christ.
Sure. I don't care. I don't care. Anyways, so children are young persons, especially between infancy and puberty. Fetuses are not children.
Oh, okay.
Like children don't live inside of other people.
Really?
Yeah. Yes, really.
So, and another, like outside of being harmful and creating legislation, you teach people stupid things, and we
so protecting
have to
children
correct.
Is harmful. Okay.
No, you're not protecting children. You're causing them to die.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine
you use language.
Imagine if your own mother. Imagine if your own mother felt the same way about you.
If my mother had an abortion, I wouldn't exist.
Yeah, I wouldn't care.
But your attempt to use that scenario and emotionally manipulate people by saying...
It's not an emotional manipulation.
Can you do me a favor and stop talking over me? When you attempt to use that emotional manipulation of, imagine if your mother had believed that, then I wouldn't exist. And I would be none the wiser. So in addition to creating harmful legislation, being hurtful and harmful towards women and gay people, your ideology also teaches children stupid things, that evolution isn't real and abiogenesis didn't happen, and that babies live inside of other people. So in addition to correcting all the harm you do, we also have to teach children about reality. And that's all because of you and your bad behavior.
Ooh,
and then you act like you don't know.
Yeah, don't give us that jump scare again. No, thank you. Now, yeah, that's why gross. Don't do that again. No one wants to see your mug. Now, yeah, that's why we talk about your bullshit religion, because of the harm it causes.
So, quick question. Stay gold.
Sure.
Turn your camera on again, and I will drop you. That's the last warning.
Okay.
Boo-hoo.
Do you want
to touch grass?
I don't know why it is that you're doing this. This has nothing to do with the conversation. I assumed you wanted to come up here for a conversation. That's why I joined. So
yeah, I was trying to get an understanding too.
That's good. That's good. Stop doing the camera thing. Stop being petulant. All of that is boring. Okay. I just have a question. Is the reason that you consider fetuses as children and that you want to protect them, does it have to do with your religion?
Not really, no. It's just human nature.
Okay, cool. So we'll put that to the side. I'm going to assume that you have a very good argument for why. And it's not human nature, because if it was, then everybody would do it, right? That's not a thing. Human nature is just a term that some people use to label other people as aberrant or defective. Right?
Sure.
Because if I was to tell you it's not my nature, you'd be like, well, then you're wrong. Like, I'm still a human, right? So that's number one.
Questionable.
Are you confused as to what a human is? Have you talked to non-humans before?
Yes.
Do you think you're in a Chinese room experiment and that I'm like a Gemma 4 model or something?
Whatever that is, sure, why not?
AI. Do you think you're talking to a generative AI model?
Could you be
More than
gen-
likely,
could
that's
you,
where. More
could
than
you,
likely, that's where.
could you here, this is another thing I'm gonna have to ask of you, that you be genuine and not be disingenuous.
Do I think it's AI?
Do you think that
more
Jeff
often-
is AI?
More than likely, his arguments are derived from artificial intelligence.
Okay, which argument have I made so far?
You've asked questions so far.
So which argument have I made so far?
You've asked questions so far.
So the answer would be I haven't made one, correct?
You have argued against my
I'm just going
stance
to ask.
with
I'm just going to ask
questions.
my question again.
Okay.
Which argument have I made?
You have argued against my stance with questions.
Okay, so which argument have I made? You should be able to answer this question.
You have made the argument that you are a human being, even though you do not value human life.
I did not make that argument. That's a conversation you had in your head with somebody else.
Well, that's the question you asked me.
I asked you if you think I'm a human being, and then you gave the disingenuous, oh, that did happen. That actually happened. So
Well,
now,
brother, I don't know if you're a human being or not. All I know is I am talking.
The reason I'm asking this is because you don't have any
Why can't I
basis.
finish?
Because I didn't ask you anything, and you're actually interrupting me like a lower primate would. You're being rude. So now, the reason I'm asking you this question is because you don't have
Primate.
any basis. You don't have any
Primate.
base. Listen,
Higher
we-
primate.
I
You're
am
a
a
higher-
higher. I am a higher.
Are you a high-
I grant that I'm a higher primate. That I take.
I'm
it.
going to continue.
So now,
and
look,
because this is
all you're doing
this is absolutely
showing
childish.
that the childish thing is you fighting with the mute button and trying to interrupt. You don't have the gifts of the spirit.
Yeah.
Like, why is it that why do y'all all act like this?
They're children. They listen. Well, a lot of us grow up and we put aside our childish beliefs, including imaginary friends. But some of us, sadly, don't grow up. Some of us continue to believe in imaginary friends, and some of us continue to act like children on the internet, embarrassing ourselves in front of like hundreds of people, approximately 500 people. You're just embarrassed yourself in front of. Stay golden. Talk to yourself. Then no, I'm going to bring up other people who are going to act like children. That's what I'm going to do.
Look, all you're saying by saying talk to yourself then in all caps is all you're saying is if I cannot interrupt you at every turn and I can't wait my turn, then we can't have a conversation. That's what you're saying. You cannot gaslight people when you're actively interrupting them and saying, well, now I can't finish a sentence that I interrupted you with.
Audience members, what's wrong with the what's wrong with the audio? Who's too loud? Let me know on TikTok. The audio is blown out. Jeff is loud, so it's the here. Jeff, I want you to talk, and then I'm gonna. Everyone, tell me if this is better now. Jeff, say something.
I am talking now. I'm going to see if my audio is too loud. Can you hear me?
How's that sound, everyone? Much better. That's better. Okay, cool.
All right,
Good.
cool.
Got it. Thank you, all the people, for helping me with that. All right. MAGA loves us. Are you at least 18 years old?
I'm a 56-year-old Texan.
No, you're not. If I wanted to talk to kids, I would have became a Catholic priest, but I ain't, and I don't want to. Emilion, what was that?
You know what's sad is that we could have had a really good conversation with Stay Golden and gotten to some understanding about why it is that we have, because that's the question is like, why do we continue to talk about God if we don't believe in God? Right?
Yeah.
But, and those are the conversations that should be had.
That
he's
could
not
be
interested in that.
That could potentially be a very interesting conversation, but he wasn't having it.
My frustration is when they sort of just pretend they don't know why, but then the second you give an example of abortion, they immediately jump to, so you think it's okay to kill kids? Yeah, that thing you do, the thing you're doing right now, that's the thing that we have to call you out for.
Yeah.
Also, Jeff, he could, like, It's no fun for people listening when someone is just fighting the mute button and then you have to repeat the question 6 times because he's not listening, so he can't respond to it. When
Yeah.
people get to that stage, and I get it, we all emotions get high, but when he gets to that stage, he's saying that he can't have a conversation with you, and it's not because of not being able to finish the sentence, it's because he's not listening. He's not listening to you.
Yeah. Emiliano, are you at least 18 years old?
Yes, 29.
And what pronouns do you go by?
He, him.
And are you a Christian?
Yes.
All right. I'm Dalton the Bible Guy. These are my friends Jeff and Equality. I think the Bible's bullshit. Christianity is false. Jesus is dead. Which one of these 3 points would you like to talk to us about?
Just real quick, if the Jesus is dead, I haven't heard like an argument from an atheist about it, so maybe you can be the first and let me know.
Yeah, it's simple. Human beings don't live to be 2,000 years old. Jesus lived 2,000 years ago. Therefore, Jesus is dead.
Gotcha. So I guess when you say Jesus is dead, is his body, was it found, or is there evidence that his body was found? Or
We don't have the body of the majority of people. Like we have stories about Apollonius Septiana resurrecting from the dead. He worshipped the Greek gods. We don't have his body, but I'm not going to assume that he's resurrected because I don't have any good reason to.
There was this dude named Harry. He died in like 1427 or something. I don't know. We don't have his body.
Right.
Unless of course, if the Talpiot tomb does turn out to be really the tomb of Jesus, then yes, we do have the body of Jesus.
Gotcha. But so when you make this the claim, right, that Jesus is dead,
yeah,
you wouldn't also make the claim that Jesus' body has been found,
unless the Talpiot tomb turns out to be true.
Cleopatra's body has not been found. We know she's dead.
What was that?
We don't
Amelia?
have her body.
Yeah.
What is the name of that tomb?
The Talpiot tomb. We found a tomb in Jerusalem, and inside the tomb there was an ossuary box that contained the name Jesus, son of Joseph, with bones in it. If it turns out that that's Jesus's body, then yeah, then we've had Jesus' body. But we don't need Jesus's body to believe that he's dead, because humans don't live for 2,000 years unless you give us evidence that they do.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right, man. Thanks. I'll look into that tomb. But thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
All right. I don't. All right. DJE, are you at least 18 years old?
Hey, how's it going?
Hello, are you at least 18 years old?
I am.
All right, could you get closer to the mic? You're a bit faint.
Let me see.
You could be a Bradley's baddie too.
Can you hear me better?
Yeah. So you said you're at least 18?
Yes, I am.
Okay, now you're faint again. Are you wearing like headphones or something?
I was, but I put them up.
Here, just get right up to the mic.
Yeah, it's right up to my mouth.
All right. And what pronouns do you go by?
He, him.
He, him. And are you a Christian?
I am, yes.
Alrighty then. I'm Dalton the Bible Guy. Which one of the 3 topics on the board would you like to discuss with us?
Christianity is false. What makes you say it's false?
Because Jesus didn't fulfill any prophecies from the Hebrew Bible, thus he's not the Messiah.
So, I just don't know where you're getting that from, because he fulfilled every single one.
Not a single one. Not a one.
Okay, which one?
Any of them. He didn't fulfill any of them. You could point us to one you think he did fulfill, and we can like assess that prophecy.
That he died on the cross, that he was hung on a tree.
Where is that prophesied in the Hebrew Bible?
Isaiah, I think. I'm not really sure. Not by heart.
Where, and you don't know? Could you point us to one that you do know?
No, I don't have a Bible with me. I'm driving right now.
Oh, well, you can't be up here if you're driving.
You can't be on a live if you're driving.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Him. Are you at least 18 years old?
Hi.
Hi, are you at least 18 years old?
Yes.
And what pronouns do you go by?
He, him.
And are you a Christian?
Yes.
All right, I'm Dalton the Bible Guy. Which one of the 3 points on the board would you like to discuss with us?
You said Christianity is false and that Jesus didn't fulfill any prophecies in the Hebrew Bible.
Correct, not a single one.
So what includes the Hebrew Bible, like the Torah, the Talmud, and stuff like that?
Not the Talmud, but the Torah, the prophets, and the writings, what you would call the Old Testament.
So you saying, so do you like believe in like Mary, like the virgin conception?
No, but even if she did give birth to Jesus through virgin means, it's not prophesied in the Old Testament.
I think it is, if I'm not mistaken.
In your Bible, it might say that, but Isaiah 7:14 doesn't say anything about a virgin birth in the original Hebrew.
What does it say in the original Hebrew?
לכן ייתן אדוני הוא לכם אות, הנה העלמה הרע ויולדת בן וקראת שמו Emmanuel, which means, therefore the Lord himself will give to you a sign. Behold, the young woman is with child and shall bear a son, and she will call his name Emmanuel. So it doesn't say virgin in the original Hebrew, which would be Betula, but it says Alma, Ha'alma, the young woman, and not that she Tahare shall become pregnant, but rather that she is Hara, she is pregnant.
All right. I'm sorry. You said she is pregnant?
Is pregnant, present tense. Hara is the Hebrew adjective that's used there.
Okay. Well, I'm not really, how you say, knowledgeable on this. I came on here just to, talk about this. But if I'm not mistaken, right, does that mean that the prophecy wasn't fulfilled with Jesus? Like,
Correct.
at all?
Correct, because the prophecy was actually about another woman from the time of Isaiah.
Who?
Probably Isaiah's wife, most scholars would think.
Isaiah's wife?
Yeah, the prophetess. She's mentioned in the following chapter where it says that I was intimate with the prophetess and she conceived and bore a son. And then he names that child Maher-shalal-Hashbaz. But he goes on to say, and later in that chapter, look at me and the children, plural, that God has given me to be signs and portents to Israel. And the child in Isaiah 7:14 is meant to be a sign.
A sign to Israel? Like Jesus was a sign to Israel?
No, like the child Emmanuel is a sign to Israel. Emmanuel was one of Isaiah's 3 kids. And the reason the reason he's a sign is that Isaiah says that before this child is old enough to know the difference between good and evil, the land of the 2 kings that King Ahaz feared would be carried off.
So Emmanuel was one of Isaiah's kids?
Yeah, he had 3 kids. Shear Yashuv, Emmanuel, and Maher-shalal-Hashbaz.
And where did you get that information from?
Isaiah chapter 7 and 8.
He says his kid's name is Emmanuel.
That's the name of the kid in Isaiah 7:14. His name is called Emmanuel.
Is it Isaiah a kid? Is
Yeah.
what I'm saying. How do you know that's Isaiah a child?
Yeah, because from the reason I just told you. One, the woman in question is a woman who lives in Isaiah's time. That's the first hint. Because it says not that she will become pregnant, but that she is pregnant. So it's someone in Isaiah's time. And 2, we see the same exact language being used in Isaiah 7 and Isaiah chapter 8 for Isaiah's wife, the prophetess. I was intimate with the prophetess, and she conceived and bore a son. And God said, name him Maher-shalal-Hashbaz. And then even says, before that child is old enough to refuse the good and choose and to know good and evil, using the same language as Isaiah 7:14 and 15 for the Emmanuel child. And Isaiah goes on to talk about how his kids, plural, are signs and portents for Israel.
I don't know. I'm in the NLT version, and it says
The dynamic. Yeah, the New Living
NLT.
Translation is a dynamic translation, which
I
means
know it's
that
not.
instead of translating it word for word what it says in the Hebrew, it's trying to express idea. But the problem is when you have a dynamic translation, it allows for the biases of the translators to really slip into the text. St. Brown says, what translation? It's called the New Living Translation. NLT. I got a New Living Translation Catholic edition on my shelf. Why did it censor the word Hebrew? I don't know. TikTok's weird. Kim, are you still there? If you leave the screen, we cannot hear you. You have to come back
I
to...
was pulling up the verse in a different.
Yeah, if you leave the app, we cannot hear you. Sticks.
Hear me?
No, I can't hear you when you leave.
Oh, I'm gonna give you the translation from the NASB Bible.
The NASB?
Yes.
I can pull up the NASB on my own computer. Here.
Okay.
New American Standard. I mean, it doesn't matter because I can read the Hebrew for myself. Now the NASB,
but the NASB is more so word for word translation, right?
it's closer, but the problem is that in the NASB, so I'll read the NASB and then we'll talk about the problems with it. Therefore, the Lord himself will give you a sign. Behold, the virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and she will name him Emmanuel. Notice first and foremost, in the NASB, they capitalize him. That's unnecessary. Also, the word for virgin in Hebrew is Betula, spelled Beit Tav Lamed He, Betula. When I go to Isaiah 7:14, though, I don't see the word Betula in the Hebrew. I see the word Alma, and I can show you what Alma means. I can bring up to you an actual lexicon. Here, let's see. If I pull up to you an actual lexicon, we go to Isaiah chapter 7, verse 14, and I click on the word. Let's see. That's not verse 4. That's Isaiah 66. What the hell? Isaiah 7. Verse 14. And I click on Alma. And we go down to the Brown Drivers Briggs lexicon. It tells me this is a noun, feminine, and means young woman. Now, the word for virgin, so here, I'll show you what Alma looks like. This is what it looks like. Ayin Lamed Mem He, Alma. The word for virgin is used, for example, in Joel chapter 1, verse 8. There it says, lament like a virgin for the husband of her youth. Eli ke betula. The word for virgin is betula, bet tav vav lamed he. And according to Brown Drivers Briggs, noun, feminine, virgin. That's not the word used in Isaiah 7:14.
And the word is Betula, right?
Yeah,
Or
betula means virgin. Alma just means young woman.
Okay. It's still wouldn't try. Can you do you read Greek or Aramaic or anything like that?
Yes.
Or are you just going strictly with the Hebrew? Okay. And you said Betula. All right. My fault. I'm trying to gather my thoughts here. Right. And I'm sorry, your screen is blurry. It says, I'm trying to explain this. My fault. Trying to really catch this. According to what are you?
Sorry, that's from my audience. Not for you. It's from my audience. I'm just fucking with my audience.
Okay. All right. So it doesn't say anything about a virgin at all, even during later. What about all right? That point. What about Psalms 22?
All right, we can move on to Psalm 22. Psalm 22 begins by telling us that this is a Mizmor la David, which in Hebrew means a psalm for, to, or about, or concerning David. David's meant to sing this, and David says, Eli, Eli, lama azbatani, my God, why have you forsaken me? If I sing a song, and I use first person pronouns like my, who am I referring to?
What you mean?
If I write a song to you and I'd say, my love, what is the word my there reference to? Is it referencing to me?
Yours, yeah.
Yeah. So if David is singing a song and David says, my God, why have you forsaken me? Then who is the song about?
It's not necessarily about David because it didn't happen to David.
Sure it did. David's enemies, he felt abandoned by God so many times in his life. He felt surrounded by his enemies. Also, verse 16, you're probably looking at verse 16, right?
Go ahead, keep going.
Which in your Bible says, they pierced my hands and my feet, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if I told you the word pierced isn't in the Hebrew?
What is it?
The word used there is ka'ari, which is spelled kaf, aleph, resh, yud, and it means like a lion. And even in your Bible, there are other places where the word ka'ari appears, or even in your Bible, it gets translated correctly as or like a lion. So, for example, in your Bible, what does it say in Isaiah 38, verse 13?
Isaiah 38, verse 18.
Yeah. What translation are you using? I'll pull it up.
NLT.
The New Living Translation. Okay. Here, I'll pull up the New Living Translation. Okay. Here we go. And we'll go to Isaiah 38, verse 13. And it says, let's see. God, this is the dynamic translation. I waited patiently all night, but I was torn apart as though by lions. Suddenly, my life was over. And the phrase as and lions, it's literally just like a lion in the Hebrew. But you see here is the word lions. You want to see what the Hebrew is there? Sure. If I go to the Hebrew, Isaiah 38, go to verse 13. The word for like a lion there is right here. It's spelled kaf, aleph, resh, yud. It looks like a backward C, an X, a sort of this letter right here, which is like slanting towards the right, and then a little stroke. Ka'ari. When we go to Isaiah 22, Psalm 22, the passage in question. When we go to verse 16, while in your Bible it says they pierced my hands and my feet, the word for pierce there, look at that. Kaf, aleph, resh, yud. The same exact word, but in your Bible it gets translated as pierced instead of like a lion. Like a lion at my hands and my feet. Ka'ari yadai v'raglai.
Oh, all right. Because it says the same thing in my Bible. As in some Hebrew manuscripts and Greek Syriac versions. Most Hebrew manuscripts read, they are like a lion at my feet. So I get that. But what about the other parts? What about my enemies surround me like a herd of bulls? First bulls of Bashan have hemmed me in. Like lions, they open their jaws at me, roaring and tearing to their prey. My life is poured out like water. My bones are out of joint. My heart is like wax melting within me.
Yeah, was David ever surrounded by his enemies?
Yes.
Yeah. And this is poetry describing David's anguish as he's surrounded by his enemies.
Was his life poured out like water and his bones out of joint?
Yeah, by the way, this is poetry. This isn't meant to describe what's literally happening to David, because like David's enemies aren't literally lions. Also, they're just people.
If I say my life is poured out like water, what is that inferring?
Yeah, that you're like losing your life. You're surrounded by your enemies and you feel that your life is slipping away from you. And David felt like that, but then God saved him, saved him from his enemies.
All right. My enemies stare at me and gloat. They devour my garments on themselves and throw dice for my clothing.
Yeah, I mean, if you get taken as a what happens if you're like a king and you get captured by the enemy, even if it's temporarily, what do they do to you?
When was David captured? Was this before or after he became king of Israel?
We don't know. You can probably tell us that not everything in David's life is recorded in the Bible, right?
I know, but I can tell you that most of it is. It tells about.
You don't know that most of it is. The Bible has snippets of David's life in it.
Okay, but I'm sure it would say something about Israel being taken over during David's time.
But who is
It says
singing?
that a lot during like the book of the Kings of Israel and Judah, and
It doesn't mean it doesn't have to.
do you mean
David's
it
the
doesn't
one.
have to?
David is the one who is singing this song, and he keeps using first person pronouns,
So
which
when
is an
Jesus was-
indicator. Which is an
So when-
indicator that he's talking about himself.
So when Jesus was the one singing the song, what is that different?
Often what would happen in Jewish history is when Jewish people felt like God had abandoned them and they had felt some great immense sorrow, they would quote David's Psalms. So Jesus is on the cross. By the way, I don't think Jesus actually said this, but let's just say Jesus is on the cross. He quotes Psalm 22 verse 1. It's because he feels like it's like speaking to his situation. But the Psalms aren't prophecies. They're poetry.
So Psalm is not So Psalms in general is not prophecy.
They are not prophecies.
So
No.
what about when David said, "The Lord said to my Lord"? Was that
Well,
not like a prophecy?
David didn't say that. The Psalm was written for David. We look at the opening line of Psalm, and also the word for Lord there is also problematic, and I'll show you why. Psalm 110 verse 1 says here, La David Mizmor, for David, a psalm. It's written for David. Ne'um Yahweh, declares Yahweh, and this is interesting, La Adoni. Now, when we talk about God in the Bible, the word for Lord that gets used for God is Adonai. But the word used here isn't Adonai, it's Adoni, which doesn't seem like a big difference, but Adoni is never used for God in the Bible. But Bathsheba, when she goes to King David to implore him to make Solomon her son king, she refers to King David as Adoni.
So a title of high authority.
A high authority. This is
So
the psalmist is writing about King David, and he says that God is saying to David, Shev le yimini ad ashit avivecha hadom lareglecha, sit at my right hand until I make your enemies a footstool for your feet.
I don't get it. I don't.
It's just David's not the one who wrote this. David didn't write any of the Psalms.
It says a Psalm of David.
Like
in my
if I write a Psalm of Lamentation, what does that mean?
A song of sorrow.
Yeah, and what of sorrow does that mean? Sorrow wrote it, or that's about sorrow?
It's about sorrow.
So the Psalm of David is a psalm about David. That's
if
why.
If I say you are of your father, are you like? Did you come from your father?
That's not analogous here.
What do you mean?
Because we're talking about songs, not David didn't come for. Did David come forth from the psalm?
No, you can't.
That's why. Notice the first here. Notice the first letter that's used here in the first word of the Hebrew. This one that looks like a little lightning mark right here. That's the letter Lamed, and it means to, for, about, and concerning. Because notice what it says. The Lord said. What does it say? The Lord said, by my Lord, or the Lord said to my Lord?
To.
And notice when it says to my Lord, what letter is being used here?
The same one.
The same exact one. It's a preposition. It means to, for, about, or concerning. The Lord said to my Lord, just as this is to David, or for David, a psalm. The psalm is written for David. The psalmist is an unknown individual writing this song about King David. And he says that God declares to David, sit at my right hand until I make your enemies a footstool for your feet.
I don't understand that. I mean, my translation says a psalm of David. It means
Yes,
David
and if
wrote
it said a psalm of lamentation, you wouldn't think that Lamentation was the one who wrote the psalm,
but
would
it's
you?
just talking about a person,
Yeah,
not emotion.
yeah. A book of. If I say I have a book of this is a book of Washington, of George Washington. Does that mean that he wrote it, or that's just about him?
That it's about him.
That's the same thing with here. If this is a psalm of David, it's a psalm about him. The Hebrew does not say Al Yadai David, by the hand of David, a psalm. That's how you would indicate authorship in Hebrew. You would say Al Yadai, according to the hand. But instead here it says La David, to David. Like it says that God speaks La Adoni, to my Lord.
All right. Well, that's it for me. I can't.
Can I ask a
really-
question though?
But I say I just don't understand. Like I wouldn't say. How can I say this? Is it not dictating ownership?
No.
None whatsoever.
When I say Psalm of Lamentation, does Lamentation own the psalm?
No, but it's a song of. But you're talking about a person here, so doesn't that words have to be? Like,
What's
I'm not good at-
your question for him, Jeff?
Let's say you're right, and this is a psalm written by David, right? I don't know how to put this like without sounding like an asshole, but like if I was to go into front of Yahweh, I would be like, "Is this the best you got?" You know what I'm saying? Like, just saying, "Sit at my right hand until I make it." It doesn't even sound like something impressive as a prophecy.
Well, that's just.
You know what I mean?
That's just that's very that's very iffy.
Well, no, listen to what I'm saying though. Like, if I was to say to you, like, there's a guy on this app. His username roughly translates to, like, it's shortened, but it's like Chi-Town32, basketball dude. And at the beginning of the season, he'll be like, "Yo, I think the Knicks are gonna win, are gonna be in the finals." If he had said that at the beginning of the season and said the Knicks are gonna play the Spurs in the finals, and the Knicks are gonna take it in 5, and then the Knicks do that, there's nobody, like, from the beginning of the season, there's 0 people that are like, "I gotta make Chi-Town right." You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, what?
There's 0 people are listening to this random guy on TikTok and saying, "I gotta go rig the NBA season so that the Knicks make the finals for the first time since 1999 and make him right." Right? Like, nobody's doing that. So I would be like, "Yo, I would message him and be like, how did you know? Like, what was your secret?" That would be crazy. Now, if he instead said, "The team with the dude with locks is going to run over the team with the white boy on it and grasp a title."
Well, that's,
you know what I'm saying?
that is vague. But when
Yeah.
you look at the Bible, when we see that later, like it says how God, Jesus was sits at the right hand of the Father until the day of judgment.
Yeah, that's somebody writing something I can't verify. I'm just saying this is vague.
You can't verify. It doesn't like actually. Well,
Yeah, you can't.
cancel out his liability.
You
Look.
can't prove that Jesus sits at the right hand of the Father.
Let me make it analogous. If Chi-Town said that the Knicks were going to make the finals, and then all of us were transported, minus the NBA, all of us were transported to another planet, and we don't know what's happening on Earth. And Chi-Town goes, "Oh, they made the finals," and you have no way of seeing what's going on in the NBA. Would you be like, "Yeah, you're right"? That's impressive as hell.
I'm confused on the question.
That Chi-Town says at the beginning of the season, the Knicks are going to be in the finals, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in the first game of the season, all of us get transported to another planet. And we don't see nothing that's happening in the NBA. The NBA does its season, but we don't see it. And wherever we're at, Chi-Town goes, "Yeah, I was right," but you have no way of knowing who made the finals.
Well,
Would you be like, "Well, just because you can't verify it, the
Yeah.
verification is the thing"? You know what I'm saying?
Not necessarily. Just because you can't verify something doesn't mean something is
Yes.
true. Like,
Let me tell
can
you how
verify like the
necessarily.
universe exists?
No. This isn't that. I
But
can
it's the
verify.
same thing with
Listen.
Chi-Towns.
No. I can verify that the Knicks are going to play tonight more than I can verify that anybody's at the right hand of the Father. And let me tell you how much it matters. Because if Psalm 110 didn't exist, and you showed me verification that Jesus is at the right hand of the Father, I don't need Psalm 110. That would be impressive on its own. What the hell I need Psalm 110 for? That's it. You're showing me God and Jesus sitting next to him. If that's the part you're missing, that's the biggest part.
Like I said, I'm confused. You're
telling me, hold on, time out. You're telling me that if you had verification that Jesus was at the right hand of the Father, you would be coming to me with Psalm 110 right now and be like, it says it? Or would you just be like, look, here's Jesus at the right hand of the Father? You don't need Psalm 110.
But I can give you both. It's both there.
No.
You're saying
You
if it was
can
completely
give me
excluded, it's both there.
text. No, you can give me text. You can
Like I
give
said-
me text. You can't give me Jesus is at the right hand of the Father. You can give me what somebody wrote down that they can't verify.
Yeah, but I can't give you solid. I can't. Yeah, you're right. I can't give you solid.
I can
evidence.
give you, look, I can, if I say in 1994, game 7 of the NBA Finals, John Starks went 2 for 18 and lost that game and Pat Riley kept him in, you could verify that. You could actually find footage of him missing three-pointer after three-pointer after three-pointer. And if you really listen close, you'll hear a 14-year-old me screaming at the top of my lungs at the television. You can hear that.
But if nobody was there to see it or nobody heard it, does that mean?
But
it
there
didn't
is
happen?
somebody there to see it.
All right, it was the same thing with Jesus and the eyewitnesses. They saw him ascend into heaven.
I don't know any of those eyewitnesses, but
You don't.
again, listen, listen to what I'm saying to you. Verification is not that.
What?
We're talking about somebody sitting at the right hand of the Father, and you're saying it's written down somewhere. That's not verification.
It's written down somewhere. Is also we have eyewitnesses that like
we have this
in the
we
Bible.
have this many eyewitnesses that wrote about Jesus. This many.
What are you talking about?
Zilch.
Peter, Paul, Matthew. Luke?
None of them wrote anything.
Yes, they did.
No,
What
they
did Peter
didn't.
write?
Yes, they did.
What did Peter write?
Peter wrote, I believe that was First Peter and Second Peter.
No, those works are considered pseudepigraphical by the majority of scholars. Especially
What does that mean?
Especially since they were written in the late 1st century and Peter died in 60s CE.
And what did Paul write while Jesus was alive?
Nothing.
All right. So no eyewitnesses.
Just because he didn't write anything until after he was dead doesn't mean.
Did he meet Jesus?
Well, Paul doesn't
yes.
even claim to have met Jesus. No,
Yes.
he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
No,
No,
he
he
only
doesn't.
claims to have visions and hallucinations where he sees Jesus. That's it.
Paul
sees-
claimed to have met Jesus, and this is approved by the apostles.
No, he only has a
False on
vision.
both counts.
He only
No,
has a
he met
vision.
him, and two other witnesses was
Okay,
with him when
here.
he did it.
Here. Show me the book, chapter, and verse where it says that Paul met Jesus himself and not in a vision.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Ghost chase.
Yeah, dude, if we already know what you're going to bring up. You're going to bring up that he meets Jesus on the road to Damascus, and he's not convinced, but then becomes convinced. And
Which
this
is
is in a vision.
Yeah.
Yes,
A vision.
So he doesn't meet him.
it's not a vision.
It is a
It's
vision.
a vision.
So
He
if it
doesn't
was a
claim
vision,
to
why
have-
did the two other witnesses
Jesus,
fall down?
fun fact, bud. Jesus was in heaven when that happened, not on earth.
Did Jesus not appear down on earth to meet the disciples and stuff?
No,
Uh,
he
not-
has a
not-
vision.
So he never came down
Not after the
to talk to the
ascension.
disciples. After
Not after the ascension. Every interaction
didn't-
that
he didn't-
after the ascension in the book in the Acts of the Apostles, every interaction that Christians have with Jesus is purely through visions and dreams, like revelation.
All right, whatever. I can't understand.
What do
I
you
know.
mean,
I grant
whatever?
that.
When you were faced with the fact that there's not a single eyewitness testimony for Jesus, not one, and doesn't that strike you as odd? Don't you think
Can you
there
prove
should
that?
be? Well,
Can you prove that there's no eyewitness testimonies?
No, because that's not more how proof works. But the point is, you can't
What
prove
do you mean?
otherwise.
Look, I can prove it. I can prove there's no eyewitness testimony by showing you that the Bible is the one thing we have, and it doesn't have eyewitness testimony.
Can you show me?
You're asking us to show you a lack of evidence. That's not a thing you can show. The problem is that you can't show evidence.
Yeah, when do any of
And
these
you
works?
can't show-
When
you
when do
can't show
when do when
evidence
do
against
when
it.
do any of these claim? When does any of these gospels claim to be written by eyewitnesses? Go ahead, show us.
1 second.
Do you realize that's like asking none of the biblical characters claim to be eyewitnesses of Santa, and then you saying, show me? Well, there's nothing to show.
What are you talking about? Okay.
The Bible contains no eyewitnesses for Jesus. There are
Who's
no
the- who's
extra
out there,
biblical
John?
sources that are eyewitnesses to Jesus.
We don't
Who's out there, John?
we don't know who wrote the Gospel of John.
John.
No, where does this where
No.
where does it say
Gospel
that?
of John.
Where does it say
But
that?
We attest. John is written by multiple people.
Yeah,
we
did you-
attest.
Did you not read the ending of the Gospel of John where it says, "This is what this disciple says, and we affirm what he says"? Who's the we? They're the ones writing.
Whatever. I can't.
All right, check it out.
Despite your
Here.
apologetics to desperately find
We're-
something that doesn't exist.
We'll confirm
Don't you
it right
think
now.
it's- Don't you
It
think
does
it's odd?
exist.
Don't you think it's odd that there are no eyewitnesses for Jesus? This crazy shit happened, and no one wrote it down.
Are there
No
any
one.
eyewitnesses for the beginning of the universe?
No.
But do you still believe that the universe exists?
Yep.
Yeah, because I can see it now. Because I can because I can see the universe
It's so
now. That's not.
No, wait, hold on. We can see the universe today. Do you see Jesus today? You don't, right? But here's
You don't
something
have
for-
to.
Here, guys.
No, you don't.
Hi.
Yeah, you're right. I don't. So if the universe wasn't here and I wasn't seeing it, I would have the same belief. No, but here's some words. It says, "O son of Kunti, even those devotees who faithfully worship other gods also worship me, but they do so by the wrong method." So this is
what
Krishna.
is this?
Hold
What
on.
verse?
Hold
What is-
on. Hey, you're real excited. Calm the fuck down. This right here is Krishna talking to Arjuna about how, and this is before Jesus was even a thought in anybody's eye. So Krishna is saying that when people worship other gods, they're just worshiping him actually, but they're doing it wrong. This is written in the Bhagavad Gita. It is a testament. Do you believe it's an eyewitness testimony?
Unmute yourself, Ham. Atheist, thank you so much. He doesn't realize he's muted. Unmute yourself, bud.
I didn't mute myself.
I muted you.
Do you believe that what I just read to you is eyewitness testimony of Krishna?
Who's Krishna?
Krishna is a Hindu god.
No. What?
What? It's written down. It actually these words predate Jesus.
Pull up again.
Holy
Please.
crap.
Thank you for the blooming hot.
Oh, that's dope. All right, so we've got, O son of Kunti, even those devotees who faithfully worship other gods also worship me, but they do so by the wrong method. This is 9:23 of the Bhagavad Gita. It is written down. Somebody wrote this down. Do you believe that is eyewitness testimony?
Same way somebody wrote the Bible about Jesus. Is that still not eyewitness testimony?
I'm just asking you if you believe that this.
Yes, but if you also concede that somebody wrote about Jesus, what he said.
Listen to my question. You're not answering my question.
I
You're
am
running
answering
from my
your question. I just
No,
said yes.
I
If
didn't
you
ask you.
concede
Okay,
that
so it
it's
is
also talking
okay.
about when people write about
Listen,
Jesus and
stop talking. Stop talking. If you accept this, then what you're accepting is that Krishna, the God, has said that you, when you worship your God, you're not really worshiping Yahweh. You're actually worshiping Krishna. You're just doing it wrong. Do you believe that to be true?
Please stop muting me.
I will only stop. If I don't stop over talking Jeff while he's trying to ask you questions, and I won't have to mute you. Now answer Jeff's question.
Well, no.
Oh,
I
okay.
guess
You don't
not.
believe that to be true? No, I think he was answering the question. I think he was saying no, he doesn't believe it to be true.
Oh, my bad. That's fine. We talked to him for too long, anyways.
Okay.
Apostate exam. Are you at least 18 years old?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yes. Are you at least 18?
Yes.
And what pronouns do you go by?
He, him.
And are you a Christian?
No, sorry.
Oh, sorry. We are only bringing up opposition at the moment, but is there anything you'd like to say before we let you go?
Well, other than you look beautiful, I was going to ask, I was having a fun argument with one of my friends. We acknowledged that every author of the Old Testament was a flat earther. We were arguing over which authors of the New Testament were. Curious to hear your insights.
Yeah,
I
okay.
can hop down.
So by the time we get to the New Testament, the idea of a spherical Earth has already become pretty dominant in the world at the time. So we don't have any indicators in the New Testament that anyone's a flat earther. But Paul does say in one of his letters that he knows someone who was caught up unto the third heaven. And what this is a reference to is that in first century Jewish cosmology, there was a belief that the earth was a sphere, and that surrounding the spherical earth, there were 7 concentric spheres of the heavens. And in the third heaven is where the paradise was located. So that probably seems to indicate that Paul, who was a bit more Hellenistically inclined, was at least a believer in a spherical earth. But in the Old Testament, most of the Old Testament is written prior to the round earth becoming more dominant view amongst Jews.
Cool. Appreciate it.
Happy to help. Whew, man. Overall, a pretty good day so far. Everyone, make sure you're tapping that screen. Share the live with those you love, with those you hate, and with your friends and with your enemies. Since we don't have any more opposition right now, I think I'm going to do someone asked earlier for a Q&A in the Bible Guy show. Oh, we got someone right now, actually. Gap. Sounds like a Peggy representative, but Gap, are you at least 18 years old?
Pardon?
Are you at least 18 years old?
Oh, no, my bad, bro.
All right. Anyways.
I'll be back.
All right. Thanks, bud. Let's take a look at this. Ooh, that's all fucked up. Let me fix that up real quick. That nice. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. Boom. All right. So I guess we'll do a Bible Guy. I guess on YouTube you guys can't see it, so let me just add that for you guys. Boom. And then change the blending on that screen. There we go. Now we'll go do a Bible Guy Q&A. That's what y'all asked for, so that's what you're gonna get. So fix that up a little bit, make that a little bit smaller, and then change the color because I'm not digging the green right now. Much better. Boom. All right. Bible Guy Q&A time. Sarp, are you at least 18 years old? Sarp? Well, it's a good thing I muted you so the audience couldn't hear you. Wow. Also, now you're blocked for using the N-word, my account. Anyways. We got a super chat here from at Ivian with the $9.99. Here, I just realized the supers aren't on here either, so let me fix that. Browser supers, boom. Whoa, too big. At IVN with a $9.99. Hi. What's the most ridiculous apologist explanation you have heard for Mark 4:11-12? Thanks. Yeah, so Mark chapter 4 verses 11-12 is going to be the section of the Gospel of Mark where Jesus says that the secrets of the kingdom of heaven are reserved for the believers, and that for non-believers, God has purposely dulled the minds of people. And, you know, this is like been used by apologists to say, like, this is why you can't understand the Bible as a non-believer, because God has dulled your minds and all that kind of bullshittery. But of course, this is just cope on the part of the believer. And also not only that, but in Mark chapter 4 verse 12, Jesus actually ends up misquoting the book of Isaiah chapter 6, where Isaiah is told about his people in his generation, that they are a people who are like stiff-necked and God has blinded them and stuff like that. It's really crazy. And at Space Lord 75 with the $1.99, Jesus during Ascension, BRB, LOL. And then you should have put JK because he didn't return. All right. So let me make sure I can see the YouTube comments in case y'all have any questions to ask over there. And lines are open for questions, whether or not you're in the comment section or if you want to come up and ask questions about me. And guess what, guys? It doesn't even have to be about the Bible. Literally, you can ask me anything and I'll answer it. And I might have to do this. Wait a minute. Fantastic. What a world we live in. Also sounds like an excuse for ableism. A spiritual ableism, perhaps. Oh, hey, equality. Why did Cain kill Abel?
Why did Cain kill Abel?
Because he's an ableist. Let's see. By the way, Dalton, you didn't mute the guy saying slur. I mean, yeah, on YouTube, y'all could have still started as slurs, but at least the people guys, anytime I say you're muted to the audience, to the guest, that means that that to the people who use slurs, it means that the people on TikTok cannot hear them. You guys on YouTube can still hear them, sadly. Sorry about that. Yeah, and if you want to put a question, put a little Q with a colon and then give the question. That way I can tell your thing is a question to differentiate them from regular comments. Question, are you going to play the new Halo game? So I think the new Halo game is a remake, right? Of the first Halo game? So yeah, I think I will. I think I will play the new Halo game because it's the first one, a remake, and I've never played any of them, and it would be a good place to start off from. What is the logic for worshiping ignorance? Objective selective? What is the logic for worshiping ignorance? I don't know. I don't think there is any logic to worshiping ignorance, and I don't know who is worshiping ignorance. Let's see. If you're so smart, why did I get married a second time? If you're so smart, why did I get married a second time? For you, Mr. Atheist SLL, I don't know why you got married a second time. I guess the first time just didn't work out. Question, just discovered you today. Were you raised religious and did you have to deconstruct it? Yes, I was raised Protestant Christian and I deconstructed and went into Catholicism and then Judaism and eventually went to atheism. Let's see. You have a question. You have played a lot of Starfield, right? Have you tried No Man's Sky? I have tried No Man's Sky. But I don't like it as much as I like Starfield. I put 3,000 hours into Starfield. When are you gonna goon some more to Arwen? Very funny. I don't goon. And what a lame ass thing to ask. Improving my faith question. Thoughts on John 8:51? Take a look at John 8:51. Let's see. John chapter 8, verse 51. see. I tell you the truth, anyone who obeys my teaching will never die. Clearly not true. A lot of people obey Jesus and they fucking died. That's my thought. Q, a question. Theists worship ignorance? Well, I don't know if they worship it, but they certainly do participate in it. Big Pink Birdie Lady says, question, where were they punished afterward for when God says to kill all the women, infants, and children? They were not punished by God when they killed all the men and the women and children. There's no punishment whatsoever. The only time they ever got punished is when they refused to kill all the men, women, and children. What death is he talking about? Spiritual death, but we have no evidence of spiritual death existing. Because spirits, we don't have evidence of that. Prophetic perfect and subjunctive conditional tense would be a real problem for the host. It's actually not a problem for me, because I recognize that the prophetic perfect is just a coping mechanism on the part of Christians who don't like what the Bible says. For anyone who doesn't know what prophetic perfect is, this is the claim made by Christians that that the reason why these prophecies are written in the past tense or actually about the future is because it's something called prophetic perfect. But there's no like reason to believe that that's a true thing other than the fact that they want these to be about the future, but they're not. My favorite is when people use weight loss right at unaliving as proof of a soul. Yeah, and when really it's just gas leaving the body. Question: Noah's flood was on a flat, on a flat Earth, like a big bucket, right? Precisely. The idea of the flat Earth is that it's flat, and then there's like edges to it, like a clay seal, and that's how it gets flooded according to the Bible. Question: Do you explain the magic teapot going around Jupiter? I do use the magic teapot analogy sometimes when people ask me to provide evidence that there is no God. I sometimes then ask them to provide evidence that there is a magical teapot, floating around Jupiter, which they can't because that's not how proof works. Question: Tallarico or Paxton? Which one is more in conflict with the Bible? I don't know enough about Tallarico or Paxton's personal religious beliefs to make an assessment of that. I know that James Tallarico is a very progressive Christian. So perhaps is. I don't know who Paxton is though. Question: Are you a materialist? No, I'm a physicalist. Would you affirm that all knowledge comes from sense data? All knowledge is a sense. Knowledge comes about when we take in sense data and then we compute it with our brains. Question, friendly: did you know that your sign says the Bible gudge? Well, no, that's how I write. And when I write in cursive, that's how I connect my U and my Y together. So that's why it looks like that. Question: I made, what was that? Reddit Deconstruction Zone, but do you want a subreddit too? Hey, if you want to make a subreddit for the Bible Guy show, feel free to do so. I've already found myself on Reddit a couple times. It was crazy. Because I just wanted to do this for fun. Because I'd never done this before. I typed in Dalton the Bible Guy just to see if anything would come up, because I really don't think of myself as that big of a deal. But apparently I'm on the internet, y'all. What's better, Justin's cats or Sarah's rabbits? I didn't even know Sarah had rabbits. But I do love rabbits. Oh, don't make me choose between the cats and the rabbits. They're both beautiful. They're both cute as hell. And then at Viking Chef with the £5. Hello, Governor. Catholics claim to have claim to the Davidic line. Would you believe Mary was a Levite? So it looks like Mary is a Levite because her cousin Elizabeth is a Levite. Elizabeth is a daughter of Aaron, and that's the cousin of Mary. But we don't have really any information on Mary's genealogy or what her family is, so it's kind of hard to tell. but they don't have anything to substantiate that claim. Don't forget, everyone, if you want to write me a question, to make sure you put a Q followed by a colon, then your question. That way I know that you're asking me questions. At worship with question, are the Bible guy or are Dalton the Bible guy? Probably just are the Bible guy. Works for me. Connected to Levi genes. Question, what are you rejecting when you say you don't believe the Bible? When I say I don't believe the Bible, I mean I don't believe that the stories of the Bible are 100% factual or true. Actual makeup or filter? There's your answer. Question, in Ezra Nehemiah, they freak out about High Priest Yeshua's grandkids marrying Babylonian wives. Do you think was scapegoating about Messianic age not starting with Yeshua and Zerubbabel? I don't think there's a connection there, no. I think it's the fact of the matter is that they don't want to marry outside of it. It's not right, in their opinion, for Israelites to marry outside of like Israelite people. They're very tribalistic. Lacruna, thank you very much. I know it does look great. At equality goal is the goal 5.0. I'm not threatening anyone. I'm just saying it like it is. What were they saying?
Judgment Day.
No,
that's
all right.
You said this is the truth and you're going to find out either in this life or in Judgment Day. Well, the truth is what comports with facts and reality. And Judgment Day is part of the mythology that you subscribe to, and it's nonsense. So stop perverting the word truth and saying some bullshit you believe in is the truth. It's not. And then also just stop threatening people. Stop. When you say, I'm just telling you like it is, no, you're using your mythology to threaten people and say, just you wait till you find out on Judgment Day. Dude, I don't know if you've been listening to the Bible guy. Today's the day of judgment. You're being judged right fucking now.
I like that. Raybo007 says, question, my friend just covered to, I bet you meant converted to Catholicism. He compared being a priest to having a doctorate. Is there truth in that? In a sense, in that it takes a lot of education in order to become a priest. But the problem is that it's not necessary in order to become a priest that you have to study critical biblical scholarship. The scholarship that Catholics would be subject to might be heavily biased towards the dogmatic views as opposed to what the data say. Luigi got shrooms. Question, if the proposition that all knowledge comes from sense data is true, where is the proposition found in that proposition found in sense data? It's happening here in the brain. All propositions are located in the brain, and that's just the firing of neurons in different patterns. Jonathan Martin says, question, in Mark at Jesus's baptism, God says, this is my beloved. Could this be a connection to saying Jesus is the Messiah as a reference to David's name in Hebrew, even though it uses agapetos? It is a reference in a sense to David, and that it is a loose reference to Psalm chapter 2, where it says, today you are my son, today I have begotten you. But the beloved is also just a popular name for the Messiah within Jewish literature. But who knows, maybe it is, because beloved in Hebrew is Dawad, which is the root for Dawid, David's name in Hebrew. At Atheist LL, question, have you seen any videos from Robert Sapolsky on how most shaman and religious people suffer from schizotypal disorder? He's from Stanford, and this video just blew my mind. I have watched quite a bit of Robert Sapolsky. In fact, I read part of one of his books recently. Shaking my head, Dalton ran from my question. What question? I didn't see your question. Put your question in again. Make sure you put a Q before the question so I can identify it as a question. But yeah, a schizotypal, which is not the same as being schizophrenic, everyone. Schizotypals are just people who are a bit more predisposed There are normals that have like hallucinatory and visionary experiences. And it's not the same as being mentally ill, just so we're clear. There's a whole different diagnosis for schizotypals from schizophrenics in the DSM-5. All right, I think that's enough for Q&A time. I think we're going to do a restart. And then we're going to do a restart. And then we'll get to back to debates. All right, where did I put my topics? There we are. All right. I'll see you all in just a hot second. Oh, man. Man alive. Man. It's only 3:30 in the afternoon. Jesus Christ. Time has been marching along quite slowly today. I'm not mad about it. That was an awkward sound to scroll into. There you go. I just found you today. I'm glad you found me. I'm from the town to Adelaide. What? If you're going to Adelaide, that doesn't mean you're from Adelaide. I followed one of you, the guys you had in your box as a co-host. Oh, nice. Thank you. Is your issue with the Bible or with anything ancient that isn't written like a 21st century report? No. My issue is the fact that the Bible has scientific and historical errors in it and contradictions. And also it's immoral. It would be of Adelaide. If we're talking about places, but if we're talking about texts and who they're written by, if you say that something is of David, doesn't necessitate. The problem is, Saucy, is that you're focusing too much on the English when the Hebrew is explicit that it's written to and for David. You're getting lost in the saucy. Are we in The Handmaid's Tale? Haven't seen it. If my mother-in-law were confronted with these facts, she would faint. That's funny. Also, a huge thank you to everyone who's sending out super chats today. It's much appreciated. The Bible Guy Show is brought to you by viewers like you. Thank you. And don't forget, later tonight, after the Bible Guy Show is over on YouTube, we will be doing Bible Guy After Dark, which we kind of treat nowadays as a radio show where I play music, but also every now and then we have debates. It's a nice time to relax, though. They refer to all the wives as of James or W.E., their husband's name is? Whatever their husband's name is. Really? If he really did take our place, shouldn't he be in hell, right? Jesus did not take our place. Because if Jesus did in fact take our place, we deserved eternal hellfire. Jesus didn't get eternal hellfire. He didn't take our place. The Peggy tribute show. Love that. So you assume the Bible operates as a textbook? Nope, I don't assume it operates like a textbook. In fact, I assume that it operates quite like a myth, like mythology. How did you react when Arwen hit 1K? We celebrated. I took my shirt off. Nope, it does not indicate authorship, Saucy. Stop lying on the text. Camilla, we are Unity. Are you at least 18 years old?
Hello.
Are you at least 18 years old?
Yes, I'm 27.
And what pronouns do you go by?
She, and her.
All right, and are you a Christian?
No, at all.
Oh, what brings you up to the Bible Guy show?
I'm just saying I love your page and I'm a huge fan. I wanted to say that you're totally correct and that I think that whoever follows Christianity, they're blinded by what their fear is, and that is to be a follower.
I agree. Thank you for coming out, Camilla.
Definitely. Yeah, you're welcome. You have a great day, hon.
You too. You want me to bring up here, I'll bring up the BDAG entry on Lamed for sure. Let's see. Library, lexicon, Brown Drivers Briggs, Lamed. Let's see. Lamed entry is preposition to, for, in regard to, preposition denoting direction, not properly motion, as ale, towards, or reference to, and hence is used in many varied applications, in some of which is the idea of directional predominance, and others that of reference. It doesn't mean by. So, man, embarrassing on your part. I don't believe in unmoved movers. Agnes Claire, are you at least 18 years old?
70, I'm 56.
And what pronouns do you go by?
She, her, honey.
And are you a Christian?
Yes, I am a Christian. I've been raised in a church household. I am a Catholic, honey.
All right. I'm the Bible guy. Which one of the 3 topics on the board would you like to talk to me about?
I would like to talk to you that Jesus is dead, honey.
All right. Jesus is dead because it's been 2,000 years since he was alive, and people don't live for 2,000 years. Therefore, Jesus is dead.
Let me tell you something. Jesus is not a human being, honey. He is the divine creator, honey. Let me tell you
Prove
something.
it.
The
All right.
divine creator
All right.
cannot die.
Prove that Jesus is a divine creator.
Look around you, sweetheart. How would the earth be here? And how would the sun be in existence? How would the universe be in existence, honey? Let me tell you something.
That sounds like, ooh, whoa, chill out. Sounds like an argument from ignorance for me.
No. Let me finish talking because you keep trying to cut.
You're a troll, aren't you?
Sweetheart, let me finish talking.
You're a troll, aren't you?
So
You're a troll, aren't you?
let me tell you, sweetheart, who was trolling, honey?
Yeah, you're a troll.
Was that real?
No, I don't think it was. They were giggling a little bit at one point. It made me suspicious. Anyways, the tomb of Jesus? What tomb of Jesus? I'm not aware of any tomb of Jesus that we can verify was actually the tomb of Jesus. Anyways. Well, I don't understand people who come up and troll. Like, do they have nothing better to do? It's empty. You can't, Andrew, you can't tell me the tomb is empty if you can't even point me to a tomb that we know belongs to Jesus. Andrew, why don't you come up and give us a reason to think that there's a tomb that belongs to Jesus that is empty?
Also, Andrew, the two options are not God did it or it came from nothing. Neither of those options are on the table.
Yeah. I don't believe in either of those things. A consensus of historians believe in the empty tomb. I don't care. Give me their argument for the empty tomb.
Also, do you notice how gullible you have to be convinced that a fictional character exists and the evidence for that is nothing? The evidence is, look, in a tomb, there's no body.
Well, hey, equality.
That's profound.
Obviously, Santa Claus is real because of the empty plate.
The cookies are gone. There's no cookies on that plate. Santa's real.
Who made you not believe? It wasn't a who, Cindy. It was a what? The Bible made me not believe. So King of Kings, spelt with the Lamed, is actually King to Kings. King for the Kings. Let me take a look at the Hebrew.
Or how gullible do you have to be to deny ancient texts? Do you mean books where there's talking animals and 900-year-old people? Are those the texts you're referring to? Like humans having superhuman strength by virtue of long hair, or zombies or giants? Is that the text you're making reference to, Frog? Josephus wrote about Jesus in the 1st century. He sure did. Actually, he wrote about several Jesuses. He wasn't alive when Jesus supposedly existed, though.
Jesus?
Jesus?
Yeah, is it more than one Jesus? A Jesus?
Is it a cross of Jesus? Like, what's a group of Jesus?
That's a good question.
A crucifixion of Jesuses?
Let's see. Oh, I bet that's disgusting to listen to. Sorry. Let's see. King of Kings. It doesn't. Oh my God, how embarrassing for you, Saucy. Saucy said, "What about Loler Lamed in King of Kings?" Guess what? Anate Malka Melech Malchia Di'ela Shemaya. No Lamed. Man, that's embarrassing. I just read it out loud. Saucy. How embarrassing. You're really, really desperate for the Psalms to be written by David. Embarrassing. And King of Kings also occurs in Ezra 7:12, and there it's just Melech Melchia. Melech Malchaya. Melech Malchaya. Which is Aramaic. Ezekiel 26 verse 7. I'm not almost there. I don't know what you're talking about. Let's see. It's also found in Ezekiel 26 verse 7 where it says Melech Malchim. So not Melech La Malchim. Looks like, Saucy, you're just making shit up. Saucy, why don't you ever come up and actually talk to me? You're always in the comment section like a little wuss.
Wait, which one? The Andrew guy?
Saucy. SOSSY.
The Andrew guy said most atheists have daddy issues. You subscribe to a religion where a God character kills his son character. The God character tells a father character to kill his son character. In real life, you call the people that lead this church father. You have, what do you call them? Like parishioner boys or altar boys or what? Like, if you want to talk about a group of people that have daddy issues, find a mirror, buddy.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, the phrase King of Kings only occurs 3 times in the Old Testament and never does it use the preposition Lamed. That was embarrassing on Saucy's part. He said, I'm gonna do it on my main account. Oh my God, if Saucy is that one motherfucker that I was talking to last night, I will kill myself. Show your search history? Why? You want to see what I look up on Pornhub?
Andrew, join the live, you beta cuck. Stop chirping in the comment section. You have so much to say while you run.
Gotta go, dudes. Oh, he's running. They only chirping in chats? I believe it. Let's see. No, I will not remove equality. Oh, equality removed himself. Oh man, these Christians are so embarrassing. I get secondhand embarrassment sometimes from them. I just feel like you lack emotional maturity. I couldn't give less of a shit what you feel, Cindy.
I think I called that guy a bad word.
Oh. Cuck?
Yeah.
Oh. Man, I make everyone in the audience a cuck all the time, the way I be fucking these Christians over. And when they would just sit there and watch. But anyways. I just can't believe I just can't believe people still believe this shit in 2026. It is pretty wild. The fact that
Cindy is the one that said that you had lack emotional maturity.
Yeah.
Cindy, your follow-up comment was God bless you. First of all, why are the words God bless you always used to be hateful and bigoted? But also, in this live a few minutes ago, you prayed to Jesus. That's a fictional character from a childish storybook, but the Bible guy lacks emotional intelligence. In addition to praying to a fictional character from a childish folklore, you also did it performatively on the internet. I don't know if you think that Jesus is reading her emails like online, but like you did it to be seen. It was like you put on a little play to tell everyone, this is the fake God that I believe in, and I'm going to announce it in front of all of you. And then you called the Bible guy emotionally immature. You have absolutely no self-awareness.
I'm getting hungry as fuck. All right, let's see. Saucy, you're not coming up still. I don't know why you're not coming up. Saucy, are you aware that your statement about the preposition lamed in King of Kings was incorrect? That King of Kings only occurs 3 times in the Hebrew Bible, and not once does it have the preposition lamed in it? Evangela Girl says, God bless you and I'll pray for you are the passive aggressive Christian playbook. Yeah. It's just another way of saying fuck you.
It really is. And when you say it to an atheist, knowing they're an atheist, you're centering your beliefs to them, telling them in some way, I know better. So even though you're an atheist, I'm going to say, God bless you, or I'll pray for you. Keep your hateful shit to yourself.
Spoiler alert, no one's coming up. I mean, I guess we have destroyed a lot of Christians today. The lamed is in it, LL. You have to know Hebrew. How do you think you get the of conjunction in there? It's in Hebrew, of most of the times is assumed. There actually isn't a Hebrew word for of proper. When you have, I will show you on the screen, Saucy, because you insist. I guess you have a fetish for like being like embarrassed on the internet. So, I'm going to pull up the 3 instances of King of Kings in the Hebrew Bible. And we'll all look at it together and we'll show that you're full of shit. Here we go. Here is... I typed in King of Kings. And we see here that the only time they occur in the Hebrew Bible, so which is the only place where you will find Hebrew and Aramaic, so therefore the preposition lamed, is in Ezra 7:12, Ezekiel 26 verse 7, and Daniel chapter 2, verse 37. So let's go through each one of these and we'll see if the preposition lamed, this is such a nerdy thing for me to like die on a hill on, but I don't care. We'll see if the preposition lamed is found in any one of these three instances of King of Kings in the Hebrew Bible. Ezra 7:12. Let's see, when it says King of Kings, it's Aramaic Melech Malchaya. Melech Malchaya. And lamed is never used once as a preposition here. Notice that there's no, it just says king, kings, because in Hebrew and Aramaic, when you want to say king of kings, or for example, if you want to say Jesus of Nazareth, the word of, there's no Hebrew word for of. It's just assumed in the grammar that if I were to say Jesus of Nazareth, it would be Yeshua HaNotzri or Yeshua HaNetzeret. Netzeret. Yeshua of Nazareth. If I want to say King of Kings, you just say King Kings. Melech Malchaya. Next instance. Ezekiel 26 verse 7. Let's see what is in here. Let's see. Where is King of Kings at here? Right here. Melech Malchim. No preposition lamed. Crazy shit. And then Daniel 2:37, which is also written in Aramaic, where the king, King Nebuchadnezzar is called King of Kings, and there it is Melech Malchaya. You can read what I posted. I'm helping you. What did you post? It's denoted by the shape BB. The shape BB. Stop, you can see it. You see it sticking up. What? The shape BB. How about you just come up here? Because there's no shape BB in Hebrew. This person's not making any sense. Here, watch this. I'm muting you. And the only way you can keep talking now is by coming up here and talking to me. I'm putting my foot down. No more bullshit. They just got proved wrong thrice. And by 2 or 3 witnesses is a thing established according to the Hebrew Bible. So it is established that Saucy is an idiot. I believe Jesus was a nice man, not the Son of God. Most of the Bible was not his word either. I would disagree. Jesus would not have been a nice man. We would call him an asshole today. I'm Jesus. I'm definitely not dead. No. Ow. Oh. I'm totally not matching right now. I'm wearing white shorts with this black top. It looks horrible. Jesus loves you? No, he doesn't. And I'll tell you why. Here is my syllogism for why we know Jesus doesn't love us. Premise number 1. Dead people can't love people. Premise number 2. Jesus is dead. Conclusion. Jesus doesn't love you or me. I don't appreciate you mocking my religion, but hope you have a good day. Well, oh well, I'm here to stay. You're philosophically malnourished and don't understand the inference. Ooh, Styx is like roasting someone in the comment section. And then Jay Ceta says, here, let me read it in my Christian voice.
God forgive him. He doesn't know what he's doing.
No, I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm intellectually destroying you. Jesus, please set him free from Satan. No, not see free from Satan.
You cannot set free the Bible guy. He belongs to me.
What was that? Whoa, that was crazy. Anyways, blocked out for a second there. There's gonna be a technologically illiterate Christian out there who's gonna start freaking out.
Jay said us, what was the point of you saying, Jesus, please set him free from Satan? What was the point of you praying to your God performatively in a TikTok live? Like, was it for our benefit to see that you're doing it? Do you think Jesus answers prayers via TikTok? Like, what was the point in making that little performance?
Bruh, I could just tell by the way you look.
Whoa! Before you start talking about the way I look, which I couldn't care less about, that I'm hot as fuck. Question number 1, dog, are you at least 18 years old? Oh, sorry.
Hell yeah, I'm 18.
All right. What pronouns do you go by?
Nigga, I'm a he, bro. Why the fuck do you have?
Anyways, Fox VR, are you at least 18 years old?
Gay ass bitch.
Dear Christians, you're raising your children in an excellent capacity. You are not producing very tiny, squeaky human garbage. For sure.
Yeah. Here, I want to turn the mic off so that the audience won't be able to hear this next one. Period. Are you at least 18?
Yes, you fucking faggot.
Just another Christian.
And the audience couldn't hear you. So, just another. Man, these Christians, whew, man, I must be getting under their skin. Because 1, I'm sexually confusing them. Look at me. 2, I'm absolutely destroying their religion. So, Nathan, Bevan, are you at least 18 years old? Are you at least 18 years old?
Yes.
What pronouns do you go by?
I don't have. Oh, just he, him. Yeah.
He, him. And are you a Christian?
Yes.
All right. I'm Dalton, the Bible guy. This is my friend Equality. The Bible's bullshit. Christianity is false. Jesus is dead. Which one of these 3 topics would you like to talk to us about? Well, I'll take that as a concession. Big W. Anyways, dog, I'm not bringing you back up. You yelled a slur at us, and I can't have you up because of that reason. LGBTK. I don't know what K stands for, but yes, on the LGBTQIA+. No one has gotten to hell and not cried out for my mercy. Rach, you might be insane. Bug ears, are you at least 18 years old?
Say something really quick. I'm from the original LGBTQ from the 90s.
Well, are you at least 18?
I turned 47. I'm a GB. I'm the original homosexual.
And what pronouns do you go by? Doesn't realize he's muted. You have to answer my first 3 questions before you can rant. What pronouns do you go by?
Also, dude, you take yourself off mute.
I didn't have my cell phone on mute. He put it on, man. Okay, so I don't go by pronouns at all. I'm just a human being.
Oh, sorry. The lie detector determined that was a lie.
I'm just a biological man. That's all I am. Okay,
who doesn't go by pronouns?
There's no such thing as a biological man. That's a fiction. There can be a biological male, but there's no such thing as a biological man. So again, what pronouns do you go by? We don't move forward in this conversation until you either provide me the option of he, him, she, her, or they, them. Yeah, I don't use both pronouns. Every time they say I don't use pronouns. Time. Yeah, God or grammar.
Do you realize that I is a pronoun? Like when you say I don't go by pronouns, you're using pronouns.
They're also not smart enough to figure out the mute button. No, Bug, I'm not going to tell you what a man is until we get past the 3 questions. Then I can rip you apart on your like really bad science. At the bottom of your screen, there's a little microphone symbol with a slash through it. There you go.
I already
You
know
have-
I'm a moderator, right? From other chaps, all right?
So what?
Hold
Whoa.
on. Let me talk.
What pronouns do you go by?
Dude, can you just stop crashing out and engage? He asks you your pronouns. Give him your pronouns so that we can move on.
Yeah, I mean, they have no idea how fucking I'm more stubborn than they will ever be.
Oh no, you're right to be stubborn.
Yeah. So, Bug, unmute yourself and tell me what your pronouns are.
I don't care about your pronouns. I just care that.
So, what pronouns do you go by? I'll give you only 3 more opportunities to answer the question. You know, like 3 strikes and you're out. I'll give you 3 more opportunities, and then you'll be out. Simple as that. I've only got 10 minutes left of the show. I don't need to entertain you.
Let me talk.
Opportunity number 1. What pronouns? Opportunity number 1. What pronouns do you go by?
Let me talk. You're we. You're from Legion. That's where you're from.
Opportunity number 2. What pronouns do you go by?
Legion. That's who you are.
Opportunity number 3. What pronouns do you go by?
Did he say you're Norwegian?
He ran away. Yeah, no, he said you are Legion. Why does he say that? Because in the Gospels, there's like a person who is possessed by multiple spirits, and they say, we are Legion, for we are many. And so they say that when people use they, them pronouns, which they think are only plural, it must mean demons. But first off, the demons never refer to themselves as a they and a them. Second off, we've used they and them as a singular pronoun since the 1300s in the English language. So that's just you attempting to demonize people that you don't like.
Got it.
If you don't believe why you're on here, if creationists who don't believe in evolution are on TikTok, on lives about evolution, they clearly believe in it then, right? No. Because they disagree with evolution. Now, is evolution false? No, it's a fact. But
Dalton, I'm going to have to go, but
prove
keep
that.
kicking ass.
Oh, we're only going to be live for 10 more
Cindy-
minutes, but thank you.
Cindy, you asked, ask yourself why you're here. Your religion is problematic. Your belief system pushed into the world is harming women, it's harming queer people, it's harming trans people, it's harming immigrants, it's harming people from other places, it's harming people from other beliefs. And you knew that. You knew that when you asked the question. You knew that you make your religion other people's problem. You've been doing it this entire life. So when you say, why are you here? Your behavior has to be called out. We also, unfortunately, have to teach your children. We have to teach them about morality. We have to teach them about reality, evolution, the Big Bang. We have to re-educate the children you're making stupid. But you knew that.
Yeah.
Although, Rainbow, I love your comment.
Yeah, I was just going to talk about that. I just have DID. I'm not scary.
Yeah.
Oh, you have DID? That's interesting. I delved into DID a few years back, just like learning about it. I forget most of it, but you know.
Yeah, it basically just means that I went through trauma, like
Yeah.
repeated trauma as like a really small kid before I like had a sense of self form. So I decided to form multiple.
Well, I mean, you didn't decide it.
Yeah, no, my brain did against my will.
Yeah. Another reason why I don't believe in free will.
Okay, I need help.
Your brain does stuff.
So at Aaron Paul with the 100 something, my dear Bible guy, have I told you that you are amazing? No, you haven't, but I appreciate it. I gotta figure out what this currency is now. It looks like a little lightning mark. Anyone in the comment section want to give me the Bible guy a helping hand here? That's my 4 o'clock. Tell me. Okay. Bot. Here, let's take a look at this. Oh, I know what to do. I just take a screenshot. There we go. And then go over here, paste that in here. What currency is this? All right, let's see. I love learning new things. So that symbol is the Indian rupee. Okay, there we go. Okay, thank you for the 100 rupees. I always get that mixed up with. It sounds rupee sounds cool. Makes me think of Zelda rubies. But big W to you for the 100 rupees. What did I miss? Not much. Just a bunch of crashing out Christians. We did have one good conversation with a Christian today, though, and I very much appreciated it. And I will be putting it on YouTube later.
I've been through awful trauma and still believe in Jesus Christ. If you're referring to Rainbow, has DID because of trauma. She didn't believe in Jesus Christ or like disbelieve in
really
Jesus because of that trauma. At least to my knowledge, you don't.
Your mic is very faint, Rainbow.
Oh, I don't know why.
There we go. That's better.
I just needed to get closer to my phone. Yeah, my disbelief in God actually has more to do with God just not actually showing up ever.
Yeah,
Not the trauma.
and like I have trauma. I never believed in God, and I still don't believe in God. Whoa.
This person here who's got a tree for a symbol says, people mock Christianity but would never do that to any other religion. Just proves Jesus is real. My dude, I literally have a drawing on my iPad, which is dead. I have a drawing on my iPad that I drew on live talking to a Muslim of Muhammad, with Muhammad saying, I diddle kids. Yeah, I make fun of other religions too. I'm an equal opportunity hater.
Yeah, and again, this is another thing that I feel like kind of can get, lost. Like, again, like most people, like a lot of Muslims I know, basically don't accept the hadith, like some of the hadiths, because they're not, fundamentalists. Because fundamentalists are the problems in religion. Quit with the stuttering. Sorry that I want to enunciate my words. We're not trying to hurt your feelings, Cindy. I wasn't talking to you, but we criticize the fundamentalists because they are the problem.
All right, I enjoy these discussions of the Lamed preposition. You have a lot of patience with Christians, Dalton. Thank you, Evangelical. I am a stickler for Hebrew grammar. I'm such a fucking nerd. I'll talk about Hebrew grammar all day. The problem is that it just bores other people. Okay, let me see who's live right now that I can send you guys off to. Ian is live right now. Allegedly, Ian is live. So everyone, I'm going to send you all to Allegedly Ian's live. Then I'm going to go and eat dinner and then exercise. And then afterwards, we're going to come back later tonight for Bible Guy After Dark, where we're going to do like Bible Guy After Dark has become a sort of late night radio show where I just play music and then bring up opposition. So it's fun. So anyways, everyone go over there. Thank you to everyone who is Rainbow Ghost, the Welsh biologist, Jeff, Equality. Thank you to everyone. And with that, I've been the Bible Guy. Remember to keep reading, keep learning, and we'll see you all again later tonight. Bye.
Like a sword of desire, ancient scrolls and cosmic flame. He tears through mist, he breaks the chain. Echoes of prophets, the scars align. Knowledge and thunder intertwine. Reason ascends where blind faith fell. He reads the word and he reads it well. The Bible Guy, seeker of the light. Through time and fire, he rides the night with reason's blade and wisdom's cry.